Hello, and welcome again to another thrilling episode of the F Team podcast. Join us as tonight we have two very special guests with us. Our good buddy Tyler will be joining us later on, hopefully. But tonight, as always, it's that time of the month we're going to be talking about anything and everything within the realm of pop culture. And I will be your host, Chris Welty, aka the Jerky Man. I'll be hosting tonight. So I'm going to introduce everybody and go around the table, see how we're all doing, and ask you, what did you get this week or since the last podcast? So I'm going to start with Dan, aka Lieutenant Dan. How you doing, and what did you get this week?
I'm doing good. About as good as it can be. I didn't really buy anything collection-wise, so
Yeah, but you dislocated your shoulder.
that was a joy.
I got a hospital bill.
Yeah, there you go. That's my collection, a hospital bill.
How did you do that?
I'm just clumsy, and I fell towards a pair of stairs. I tried not twisting my ankle and tried to catch myself from twisting my ankle, and that didn't really. I guess instead of twisting my ankle, I decided to dislocate my shoulder instead.
Do I need a?
I was gonna say it could be worse. I know a guy who legit broke his arm jerking it in a friend's bathroom. He got really into it. Yeah, he got really into it, and he wanged his arm really hard on a shower on a towel rack and broke it. And honest to God, broke his arm. And I'm like asking like the question, like the people are like, oh my God, that's horrible. And I'm like, well wait a minute, I want to know like when did he ask for help? When he was covered in splooge, before or after? Like, I mean, you walk out of a bathroom like, I broke my arm. I have so many questions. Why are you covered in splooge? So it could be worse. I mean, at least you weren't the guy that walked out of a friend's bathroom covered in splooge screaming, I broke my arm.
Wouldn't that be like an achievement?
It is. I mean, I'm fairly certain. Like Phil Spencer, like ran up to the door out of breath, like, I brought this for you. It gives him an Xbox.
How many more people would you know that freaking can reportedly say that they masturbated so hard that they broke their arm?
I don't. Can we get Ron Jeremy on the phone? He's got to know somebody. He's locked up right now, so I'm pretty sure he's got nothing better to do.
Bill Cosby's a cellmate, you see. Isn't that right, Bill?
I got out of the system. I can walk into Wegmans and buy my own pudding now. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, Dan, I'm glad you're okay. So, anyways, moving on to my next co-host, the Jack Nerd, a.k.a. John Hansen. How you doing, and what did you get this week?
I am pretty fantastic. I've been busy all for the past 2 weeks. I went to lovely Minnesota, then glorious Kansas. Started a new job at the college as because I'm going back to school to finish up my automotive degree, and I am doing it's like a lab assistant type thing. So I got that going on for me. What I got this month was the DS-01 Deformation Space Crimson Wings, a third-party interpretation of a MP scale Starscream.
Nice.
And my girlfriend Haley's off over. You want to say hi, Dave?
Hi.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
Just says hi, guys.
All right. As I mentioned before, Tyler might be joining us later on this evening, but we'll see how that goes. So, we have two guests this evening. The first guest I'll introduce he's been on here before. He has his own podcast with him and his friends, the Figure Action Podcast on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Extra Zero, a.k.a. Bill Cosby.
I don't know how I open up with a Bill line, you know. I'm just a Bill. I got rammed through. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, thanks for. Hey, what the hell does F Team even stand for? I've been wondering. It's just man. Now I feel like a.
The Fanboy Podcast. It was supposed to be like named after the A Team.
Okay.
Yeah. So it stands for the Fanboy Podcast. What did you think it meant?
For the rest of the podcast, I'll just refer to John as F.A. Baracus. The fuck if I know what it stood for, like the fuck team. Like you guys love the Bill Cosby stuff, so I'm like, maybe they're the fuck team. Maybe that's what they like. This is why I could slap Bill Cosby on any joke, like like, hey, you know what's funny? If Bill Cosby was in Pac-Man and the ghost just fell asleep, and Chris would be fucking rolling over that.
Oh my God.
I was like, hey, I put in no effort. It's the fuck team.
Oh,
I put in extra zero effort. But yes, I am on the Figure Action podcast, and hopefully I will be back next week. I actually, for those who either know me or don't know me or don't care, I bought a new house, and thank God I was able to get a group of people together to get everything out of my storage unit today. I had a 30 by 10 storage unit, which is a massive storage unit. We got every single fucking item out of that and into the house. And so I am thankful to all of them. I know they're not listening, but hey, in the off chance that you guys do, I would be impressed if one of my friends was like, hey, I heard you on that F Team podcast. You're welcome. Since I didn't thank them as they left. I'm that big of a dick. No, I did thank them profusely, and I gave them alcohol and pizza and indebted my services. As for what I got quite a few things this week. I shouldn't have, but I did. I got the Walmart reissues of Optimus Primal and the T-Rex Megatron. I'm glad to have those back in my collection. I used to own them, and unfortunately lost them. I got the Generation Selects Transmutate, the Generation Select G2 Ramjet. Hey, there's a theme. I got the Generation Select Tricranius Beast Power set. I also got the Amazon exclusive Battle Across Time, which has the Maximal Grimlock and the Earth Mode Garage. And in the words of the late, great Billy Mays, but wait, there's more. I got the DC Selects Armored Batman from The Dark Knight Returns, and I also got another Cobra Trooper because Amazon put them up, and I'm a fucking schlub for G.I. Joe, and now I have like 6 of them. But that's it for me.
Nice.
Very nice. All right, and our next guest, our very special guest for this evening, he is the co-host of Hack the Movies on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Newt Wallen.
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Good.
Good.
Welcome, Newt.
Hey. So what are we doing?
We're gonna hang out on Skype, talk about a bunch of nerd and geek shit.
That's what I do all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
This is when you're like, I didn't want to come to work.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of work to get done, so I came back to the office, and I was like, well, I'm already here. I might as well not skip out on these guys, you know?
Nice. Yeah, I was surprised you accepted the invite because I just figured he would look at it and be like, "Who the fuck are these guys, man? Fuck you guys."
I think that about myself too. People are like, "Oh, you're on a YouTube show." I was like, every fucking person's on a YouTube show. Who fucking cares?
He spent all week telling everybody he was going to be on the Fuck Team podcast, and now he realized he made an error in judgment.
I've 40 years of making errors in judgment. What's one more? Kieran was just in here, but you guys were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, okay. Newt, did you get anything toy-wise or movie-wise, anything for any kind of collection you have?
No, I got diarrhea last night. Mike Matei and I went to Red Lobster, and I thought I was gonna die.
Oh my god.
So, Cheddar Bay did me dirty.
Oh, that should be the title for the next episode of the podcast.
Cheddar Bay
Cheddar
did
Bay.
me dirty.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds great.
So, that's what I got.
Oh, that's great.
I'm fine now. I tucked my butthole back in and turned it right side in, and it's fine.
Yeah, sleep tight, keep your butthole tight.
Yeah,
I
pretty
feel
much.
like more of the casual restaurants, they should just invest in bidets. I think
Yeah.
they'd have a better return customer base.
I've only been to Red Lobster twice in my entire life, and both times I've felt violently ill afterwards, and I'm like, why do I keep doing this?
So like you're closer to age than me. Have you ever read the story about Ryan's Steakhouse? It's like one of the internet classic stories.
No, what is Ryan's Steakhouse?
So Ryan's Steakhouse is kind of like a Golden Corral.
Oh,
There
Jesus.
there is like a classic internet story about how this guy went there for all you can eat macaroni and beef, and he does what he refers to as the move, where
Mhm.
it's like, when you really got to go, and it's like it's a mostly exclusive to men sort of thing, where like you're like, oh man, I gotta shit, and you get to the bathroom, and in like the split second, you don't even take your belt off, you just suck it in, and you drop trow, and it just pipelines out of there.
Oh yeah, like I turned my bathroom and my toilet into a Jackson Pollock painting last night. Because it's you do the I'm standing and peeing and checking my phone, and then you got to do the whoop. We got to flip around, and my cat just looks at me like, you should have just left me outside where you found me. You're a fucking embarrassment of a man. You're gonna die alone, and I'm gonna eat your eyeballs.
See, I'm a dog guy, but sometimes like so right now I'm staying with the future in-laws. Like while we were like looking for a house, we've been staying with the future in-laws. So my two dogs came with us, and unfortunately the upstairs at my future in-laws, none of the doors, they're like all old. They don't latch properly, so you just got to push on the door. So there's been like many a times where I've like taken a really painful shit, and I'm like, and my dog Bean, he comes up and he pushes through the door. He's like, "Father, what's wrong?" And his jaw drops, and
Yeah.
he stares at me, and I have to give him this shameful look as I like pump Taco Bell out my asshole. I'm like, I shouldn't be eating this, but it was good at the time.
With me, every look I give people is a shameful look, so it doesn't really register with me,
Like this, when you get that look and it's all the bottom row of teeth, and they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" Mine's solid, man.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. We're all getting to know each
We're
other.
on the Fuck Team podcast. That's what you do. With F.A. Baracus, John Hanson.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I got.
I feel like after this podcast, John's gonna get a mohawk and have an aversion to drinking milk.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hey, can I have a mohawk?
Oh great. Hanson, how many beers deep are you in this time?
I just started.
He had one O'Doul's and he's drunk.
I'm drinking whatever we had left in the studio fridge. So I'm drinking a Sweet Baby Jesus, which is a
Ugh.
chocolate peanut butter porter, and they're left over from our least successful episode shoot ever. So this is going well already.
There's a version of that. We used to have a Duclaw here, and I miss the restaurant because the restaurant was fantastic. But there's and you can buy it. It's like a caramel version of the Sweet Baby Jesus.
Yeah.
Sweet Baby Beatus or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not very good.
Look, there's a lot of sugar in it.
True.
All right. I want to ask one question and then we'll move on to our first segment. Newt, how fucked up did you and Tony actually get for the Fear and Loathing episode?
So we weren't actually fucked up on alcohol. We had just gotten our second COVID shot that day.
Oh.
And we had to do a review because what had happened was Fear and Loathing was supposed to line up with the AVGN episode, which got pushed back 2 weeks because the guy who was doing a lot of the effects on it is also working on Star Wars, and Star Wars is a little bit more important than the Angry Video Game Nerd. So it got pushed back, and then we didn't think we were going to shoot one, so James and Corey Taylor shot one, and then we found out about that, and we're like, well, we got our COVID shot, we have to shoot this, and like we had to keep stopping because we were throwing up, and it was bad.
Oh, damn.
So we played it off as that we were drinking because we know that some people are anti-vaccine, and we were like, let's just go with we're drinking on the job instead of getting, vaccinated.
Okay, because
little peek behind the curtain for you.
Okay.
Now, I was on the Batman Forever one. I was so drunk I slept in my office that night.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like all the names of the brand names you guys were listing off.
Oh, the flapjack juice. That just kind of came because we were in so much pain. I was just saying things. I was like, let's just burn the SD card and get out of here.
Personally, I like Deckhand Dave or Peg Leg Pete.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Our first segment here, news flash, and to start off, reactions of the new Spider-Man movie, Far From Home, and the next Matrix movie. Have we seen them, and what are our thoughts about them?
Wait, didn't Far From Home come out a while ago?
Or No Way Home. I'm sorry, No Way Home.
Yeah, it was like the Mysterio one.
No, that's my bad.
Hey, Jake Gyllenhaal's back, and he's a Pog this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm at the new one that's coming out later this year.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't give a flying fuck about either one of those movies. I genuinely don't care about movies in general anymore because I already know what I'm going to get before I even walk into anything anymore. So I'm just like, oh, they're bringing back old actors, and oh, they're doing a soft reboot of this thing. I don't care. I
think The Matrix 4 would be better if it was a Free Guy crossover.
I thought it'd be kind of cool. We were talking about it last night, actually. And remember in the first Matrix movie when Joey Pants is like, he's somehow in the Matrix, but it doesn't fucking make sense because when you're in the Matrix, you need somebody to plug you in and keep an eye on you. But he was doing this thing and nobody knew about it. That don't
I never thought about that.
We last December we were watching it downstairs while we were writing like Christmas cards to all the people who are Screenwave people. And I started bringing that up, and I brought it up to one of the young ladies who works upstairs, and she's like, yeah, you're all a bunch of fucking losers. It's a movie. It doesn't matter. And I was just like, oh, yeah, no, none of this matters. But Joey Pants says, like, make me somebody important. Like, make me an actor. Wouldn't it be cool if Keanu in this new one, Neo, was the actor in the Matrix movies, and it's part of like a Russian nesting doll kind of situation where he got out of the Matrix and became an actor who made the movies about the Matrix, and it's this big like snake eating its tail story.
Wow.
That'd be a lot more interesting than what they're gonna fucking do, which is just they're gonna Force Awakens it, and they're gonna put the old characters in among young hot new people, and then it's just gonna be fucking bullshit, and I don't care.
I almost feel like it's gonna rip off. I don't know if you ever played the game Soma. But no. it's like one of the best video game stories I have ever experienced, and it's basically it's this big overarching thing about transhumanism and how in a world destroyed we would survive out of our bodies, and everybody uploads their brain to this ark. I think it's going to be about transhumanism, and I think it's going to be like, oh, hey, guys, by the way, the Matrix could be good because we don't need our bodies, and it's our brain, it's our brain waves that matter. And because I think the only way Neo and Trinity could survive is if the Matrix actually copied their identities.
And the only reason I'm going to see this shit is because, A, I have to for my job, and B, because it's all streaming, and I don't want to have to go to a movie theater again, and like I want to watch it at home in my underwear.
That's right. You managed a movie theater for a while.
Yeah, I owned a movie theater.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I was in the business for 21 years, and I owned one for 5.5 years, and I got out right before the world fell apart and came to work here. I used to do Cinemassacre stuff on the side, writing and producing and whatnot, just as a like freelance thing. And finally, I jumped in and started working over here, and got out right before everybody realized, oh yeah, movie theaters are pretty much obsolete, you know?
Yeah, but your story about the one guy that went to see Masters of Disguise and put a hole in the fucking wall.
Oh, that's nothing. I'm doing the Cinemassacre podcast in November, and we already recorded it, and I had James crying telling my movie theater stories because my building was in a very, very rich part of the main line of Pennsylvania. White people are just angry. I don't know what their problem is. And I was just telling stories, and they're like, that didn't happen. And then I would get a hold of somebody to confirm the story, and they're like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, my life is a parody of a tragedy.
Wow. Yeah,
like, I'll give you a hint. A woman got mad at me. She came to see Murder on the Orient Express, and she threw up in the theater because men with mustaches make her sick to her stomach. So she threw up in my theater. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Exactly. I always felt like there was cameras. Like I'm living some kind of fucked up low rent Aldi version of the Truman Show. Like,
how does the Aldi version of the Truman Show work? Do you like have to do your own filming? I mean, really, I guess that's kind of like the point of it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I have to edit it and I have to watch it, and it's like living with your own, you know, it's like eating like beans straight out of a can and one falling on your stomach or your bare stomach and going, I feel bad about myself. Like, that's my life every day, you know?
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, but that guy that got so pissed with watching Masters of Disguise punching a hole in the wall, it's like, that's a special kind of angry.
Yeah, and Justin and I just ate that up because we just watched him recoil and then just let it go.
I think it would be better if it was like the Master of Disguise instead of Masters of Disguise. And the moment that motherfucker just started screaming "Turtle, turtle," he just like punched a hole in the fucking theater.
And you know what's interesting about that scene?
What's that?
It was filmed as the World Trade Center was coming down.
Jesus Christ!
They had to They had to stop filming that scene. So imagine there's a somber moment where everyone's like standing around the TV, and you got a motherfucker standing next to you dressed as a turtle man. Like, that's like one of those things where you go, how did we get here? Like, what happened in life?
Yeah. Oh fuck!
Mm-hmm. Never forget.
I now will always permanently associate that movie with that shitty Alan Jackson song.
There you go.
Oof. Wow.
Where were you when the man said turtle, turtle?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's where were you when the man said turtle, turtle? Where were you? Oh, wow.
Those are the kind of chestnuts you get when you invite me on your show.
Yeah, but dude, you're fucking hilarious on Hacky Movies. Is Tony mad? Because he seems to say, "Oh, that's for children" a lot. I'm like,
it's a bit. His whole house is filled with video games and toys and all that shit. But he likes.
And I took offense to that.
Yeah, he likes to be a contrarian about everything.
Oh, that motherfucker.
But let me tell you something. Homeboy sticks to a bit.
Yeah, he's really good at that. I'll give him that. He's really good at that. Especially the whole Dark Knight thing.
Yeah, when you guys think about Dark Knight, you think about the shooting in Aurora. The biggest tragedy is that Tony now gets to talk about it.
Wow. Wow. Okay, moving on. Do we have any fans of Kevin Smith movies? If not, I'll just skip this one.
I worked on a Kevin Smith movie.
Which one was it? I think you've told us.
Yeah, I worked on Jersey Girl for 2 days.
I'm sorry.
They filmed at the Berlin Diner, and I was a manager of the diner because the.
I like how we segue from a 9/11 story to like you working on Jersey Girl.
You know what? Ben Affleck, super nice guy. Didn't realize he was a fucking giant.
Really, he doesn't seem that big.
He's real. Well, I mean, I'm really small, but like he's like a fucking monster, and he was filming Daredevil at the same time. Talk about another natural disaster, and he was all jacked and stuff like that. And I was just like, again, like looking at myself and going, like, I feel bad about myself.
You know what I always do when I feel bad about myself physically is I go to Walmart and walk around, and it tends to fix the problem.
Oh, because everyone there looks like a gypsy put a curse on them at all times.
Yeah, like Lewis Black once said, IHOP was his health club. For me, it's always been Walmart.
Yeah, Golden Corral's like that too. We were at a signing at a convention in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and out around the pool was all like the juggalos, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm like a fucking stud out here."
What's like the craziest thing you've ever seen at a Golden Corral that doesn't involve piss or shit?
God. I once saw a guy pick his nose and eat it at a Golden Corral, but not like on the slide. Like he was the dude like checking people in at the front desk, and I was like, maybe I'll take my dollars elsewhere.
Jesus Christ. For me, it's probably been I once saw a woman dip. She had 8 pieces of fried chicken on a plate and took it over to the chocolate waterfall and shipped each one. Like she had like each one like chocolate coated.
Hey,
I was like, holy shit! If you didn't have Sugarfoot before, you certainly got it now.
It's bad when your BMI just says a lot.
Oh my god!
Or you don't want to know.
Your Fitbit says check engine.
Wow, that's
Yeah. Well, you know, hey, I'm from South Jersey, so you know we have, it's like a lot of times you drive around like South Jersey, and it's almost like you figured out the lament configuration, and you open the puzzle box from Hellraiser. It's like we have such sights to show you.
It's like another Florida.
No, not that bad. Jesus Christ. Sorry to anyone who listens to this from Florida, but you are the.
They don't have the internet in Florida. Come on.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. Yeah. Florida, America's Wang.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, Kevin Smith just got done filming Clerks 3. So,
I'm looking forward to that one. I really liked Clerks 2. The first Clerks movie is the first time I realized you didn't have to be in like Hollywood and make a movie. I remember I was in 5th grade, and my dad's like, "Hey, this dude made this movie in New Jersey," and I was like, "You can do that? Like, you don't have to ask someone's permission, you know?" So I was a Kevin Smith fan for a long time. Jersey Girl was not very good, but I had my name in the credits. Yoga Hosers was fucking terrible. Jay and Silent Bob reboot movie was embarrassing, but I think that the guy can do good work when like he's, you know, when his heart's in it. I like the idea of the Clerks 2. It had that like dirty mind but a pure heart. I like that, you know.
Yeah, and I know since he just got done doing Clerks 3, I think I read somewhere that he's gonna do a movie that's just about Randall, like a spin-off movie. Because
I want him to do a spin-off about his cousin Walter,
Walt Flanagan,
who broke his neck trying to suck his own dick.
And he's in a wheelchair now, and he starts a degenerate sexual X-Men. Sex Men First Ass.
The F team.
Yeah, the fuck team.
Yeah, and they start the fuck team podcast.
God damn it.
Hey, where's Tyler tonight? Oh, he's recruiting.
Oh my god.
Well, thankfully none of the elementary and middle schools are open, so you guys are good. I don't know this guy, but I just felt I'd throw that in there.
He was an extra in the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Oh, ouch.
Mm-hmm. I'm about their height, so I feel that.
Okay. Newt, let me ask you, are you a fan of James Cameron's Aliens?
I love James Cameron's Aliens. That movie's haunted me my entire life.
Because you are in luck, because now you can go on to Hasbro and pre-order the Aliens M41A Blaster.
Yes, we have pre-ordered that because I plan on shooting Tony in the face and crotch with it every opportunity I get.
Yes.
So I actually keep Nerf guns, and it's a funny story. When we were moving today, one of my friend, I literally had 3 people named Mike helping me move, so it was hard to keep track of who was doing what the fuck. And one of the Mikes goes, "Hey, I found your Nerf guns." And I was like, please don't say that, because I keep those by my desk. So I work from home, and when my girlfriend and I, we've lived together for almost 3 years now, so she might as well be my fiance. But when she comes in while I'm working, I have a Nerf gun at ready just to like blast her with. Like, hey, this is my time. Our time is down here. That's a Goonies reference, and I just like have it at the ready. Like, I'm in a call. I want that Aliens blaster because I want to do it.
It's pretty sweet.
I just want to make sure, is the link working for you guys? Because there's pictures of this, and it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I like how the magazine even looks a little bit like the one you see in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it's got a digital counter to tell you how many rounds you have left is also a great touch.
Isn't it fucking crazy that we live in a world now where you can get the Nerf version of the Alien? Like, I think about that a lot, like growing up in the 80s and the 90s, like all the nerdy fucking bullshit that I was into that was like, if you knew about it, you were taking your life in your own hands by talking about it. But nowadays, it's like fucking currency. Like, you know, all the years of running the movie theater, like, you know, attractive women were getting into Marvel. And it was like, who's the purple guy? And I'm like, let me tell you about Thanos. And then it just becomes like, you know, they actually want to hear about this bullshit. Yeah, no, the fact that we're getting a Nerf alien gun is pretty badass. We have an entire armory in the prop closet of Nerf guns. That it almost looks like we're survivalists, like in the woods of Michigan here, but they're all fucking Nerf guns.
I think about that line from Step Brothers where it was like, hey, can you imagine if we had these when we're 12? Even better. We got them when we're 40.
We also got a bunch of Super Soakers, like the original ones.
Oh, dope.
So we were enjoying ourselves with those last summer, actually, because this summer we were too busy to have fun. Producing 5 YouTube shows is get like, well, there's not going to be time to do anything fun this year.
Oh man, did you ever see the Oozinator?
Yes.
Oh my god, that was a bad idea. Even the commercial. You just see the kids getting sprayed, and it's like, oh.
Oh, you remember the GIF I made with Optibotimus? Hey guys, guess what Hasbro said to me?
Oh no!
I'm doing a field test.
Anyways, right now on Hasbro Pulse, you can pre-order Aliens M41A Blaster, available to ship October 1st, 2022.
Yep. And now I can mostly come at night, mostly.
Story of my sex life.
Yeah. People think I'm named after that movie. I'm like, no, it's a family name, and I'm 5 years older than the movie, but sure.
That's all right. I used to get teased about, because my full name's Christopher, and I used to be teased about being called Christopher Robin from Winnie the Pooh.
Why?
So,
you know,
I understand where you're coming from on that.
But like Christopher is like a name that you could blend in with the crowd. When your name was Newton as a kid, it's like, okay, Fig. And I was like, oh, thank God they got the correct middle letter.
this was something I came across online a while back.
That joke was good, and y'all didn't get it.
That's okay. Story of my life.
All right. Have you guys ever seen this picture of E.T. being barbecued? I did some research and I found out that it's not Photoshop; it's a real thing, but it's a specially made food you can actually get in Sweden for vegans to eat because it's like the closest thing to actual barbecue they can enjoy. And the guy that made this thought it'd be funny to have the vegan food or whatever in the shape of ET being grilled.
So their version of the Impossible Burger there is ET. That's amazing.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like the Klingons got pissed off and they started to cook them. Because I saw this picture for a while, and I'm like, that's got to be photoshopped. And I looked around, and I'm like, oh my god, it's a real fucking thing that you can actually cook and eat.
I don't think I'm gonna eat ET. You know, I think I'm good.
But I mean, this kind of makes sense though, because in the novelization of the movie, he's actually a plant.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
We were just talking about ET a couple nights ago because I was like, they should make a gritty reboot where because ET's from outer space, he'd be like radiated, and Elliot just gets like he looks like he's going through chemo as the movie progresses.
Oh.
It can also be a Kylo movie.
True.
I would be curious just to take a slice, just to taste it and be like, oh, it's not bad. Because I have a feeling it would taste like maybe pulled pork or roast beef, something along those lines. Because there's some vegan food that to me is like, oh, that does look pretty good.
What if ET just tasted like straight up jizz?
Oh god!
And then you're like, it tastes like jizz, and then everybody's asking you, Chris, how come you know what jizz tastes like? And then things got worse.
Well, the problem is Steven Spielberg changed it so they can't cut it with a knife anymore. They have to use a walkie-talkie.
Hey, pull up that Old Country Buffet carving video and splice that.
Oh, that one's so great.
Oh man, I love that video.
Hey, what grade are you in? What slice of... No, you can't have ET any thicker.
We have a physical copy of that. We have a massive collection of training videos here that we're going to do something with eventually, but they sit under the counter at the store, and we just have not figured out what to do with them yet. I have all of the movie theater ones from the 80s and 90s for AMC and Regal, and I mean, they're gold.
You should get the one from Taco Bell because it's got both Phil Lamar and Deborah Wilson, two Mad TV alums, in one training video.
We have the Wendy's one with cool drinks, and Kieran from Cinemassacre actually does a cover of it, and it's pretty amazing.
Nice. Yeah, the one from Old Country Buffet is great. Oh man, there's a shot in that one where the guy that's carving the meat, he just looks at the customer and he's like, "Yeah, I want to fuck you."
Yeah, he's like, what if they did like 1 hour photo, but with that guy?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I'd watch it.
1 hour photo is like one of the most uncomfortable movies I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, 100%. And we used to know a guy who did that for a living, and he would bring us doubles of like fucked up pictures. And I still have it somewhere. It might be in my office, of a dude who accidentally set his dick on fire, and it's just a flaming dick and his arms in the air, and he's wearing a Chicago Bulls jersey. And I'm like, there's something about this that should be like painted and like saved for future generations.
The fact that he went and got that film developed, like, yeah, man.
I don't know. Well, I think somebody else did it, but I'm just like, what happened here?
It's like, do I even want to know? Probably not.
Look, it's called a butane boner, and there's a
Yeah.
kink group on Reddit.
And
So
don't you dare kink shame them.
yeah. Butane is a bastard, guys.
I'll sell the propane and propane accessories, I tell you what.
What? No.
That
You know,
is
my
an
favorite.
underrated show.
It's a hugely underrated. One of my favorite episodes is where Dale's dad was closeted gay, and like Hank goes to see him. And he's like working the gay rodeo, and Dale's dad's like, Hank. Dale's dad's questioning like why Hank's even there, and he's like, Hank Hill, are you gay? And he goes, what? No, I sell propane, as if no one who sells propane could possibly be gay.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I love Dale. I think Dale's my favorite character because he's just so fucking ridiculous. Sha.
Pocket sand.
Yeah. Rusty Shackelford.
I love the one where Rusty Shackelford turns out to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Dale, I never died. I moved in 5th grade. Stop.
That was a show that like it wasn't as like bolsterous as The Simpsons or like a Family Guy. So when it was on back in the day, I was like, oh, it's funny, but it's not Beavis and Butthead. And then as you get older, you start to relate to it a lot more. I've gone back and rewatched it a bunch of times. And now it's just sad because Lucky and Luann are both dead, so they could never really bring it back properly.
I mean, they could. I mean, Lucky and Luann weren't integral to. I mean,
No,
they
but
became,
you gotta have everybody. You know,
Yeah.
He slipped on the PP at the Costco.
he was a character that definitely grew on me. Like one, I was like, I love Tom Petty, but I don't know about this character. And towards the end, he grew on me. But I've realized I've become more and more like Hank as I got older. Like when I became a homeowner, I was totally like, why would anyone do drugs when they could just mow a lawn? So I'm like out there. I'm like the only person in my new community that actually mows their own fucking grass. Everybody's got like their own service to mow their grass, and I'm like, what the fuck is this place?
I live in a condo and somebody does it for me.
What the fuck is this place?
Nice. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about, I did have a link for it, but for some reason it's not working. But anyway, long story short, I know, right? I try, but it's like, whatever, close enough. But Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the guys who created South Park, have signed a multi-million-dollar deal to create more seasons of South Park and original new content for streaming services. And I believe the deal was a $900 million deal for more seasons of South Park, more movies. And
well, they needed the money, so good for them.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm upset that they had, like, I love Team America. And I've watched all their stuff that's not South Park. Cannibal the Musical. Orgasmo is one of my all-time favorites.
They only made that movie just so they could use the Man song at the end. They wrote the song and they're like, oh, I guess we have to make a movie now too. And that movie has my former friend in it, Mr. Ron Jeremy, who, as you guys were saying, is in prison now. I was good friends with him for a long time.
It's funny how many people knew him. Like, so it's like both. Like, funny enough, my future in-laws met him, and they said he was like super nice. And
yeah, I would have never guessed the things that he was accused of, but unfortunately, I know someone who it actually happened to, so I actually cut him out of 2 projects that I had in the can waiting, which sucks because I slept at his house. Like, I house-sitted his house one time.
Holy shit!
In Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's how well we knew each other. Like. So I was with him one time on my birthday and he made a phone call and Elton John wished me happy birthday on the phone.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. He was, it sucks, but you know, when you find out about that stuff, I just had to, cut ties. And I mean, you know, I'm just a dude who he done a couple projects with, but like, you know, that sucks when you find out people you thought were one way turned out to be another way. But that's the nature of being in the entertainment business. And I'm so not in the entertainment business. I'm in the Philadelphia suburbs making stupid YouTube videos. But but you were talking about Team America World Police. Did you ever hear about the movie that they were going to make for Nickelodeon?
The Kaiju movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Giant Monsters Attack Tokyo, where it was going to be American actors, voices dubbed by other more famous American actors.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing is like I feel like they've made the joke Simpsons did it, and I feel like South Park is when they started doing like the seasons that were all interconnected. I feel like it really has lost its luster, and I'm just like maybe end on a higher note.
I haven't seen it in a couple years. I know, like, here's the thing: like, if you're doing satire about society, the show will never end because Americans are too dumb to survive. So you'll just continue to make shows forever because we Well,
it's like Grand Theft Auto, right? So Dan Houser did an interview, and he's like one of the Houser brothers wrote Grand Theft Auto, and people were like, well, why hasn't there been a Grand Theft Auto 6? And Dan Houser said, well, the problem is we can't do satire anymore because things that used to be satirical are now real.
And satire's dead. Like, we learn as well with the internet, like, you literally can't make jokes anymore because people don't understand it. We had when they used to do rental reviews, there was a gag where Mike Matei throws Kieran out the window of the store, and people thought that was real. And they actually had to say, like, no, the obvious CGI was obvious. Or like the episodes where they came to my theater to do reviews and I throw them out. We got bombarded with Yelp comments and stuff like that of like, how dare you fucking throw James out of your theater, you piece of shit. And I'm like, well, it was obviously a joke and you're obviously a fucking idiot and don't spend your money here because you're going to need it,
Wow.
So you have to, like, people don't understand satire and parody and stuff like that anymore. So, and unfortunately, everything is seen to have an agenda, even if it doesn't. So that's why I say, like, not caring about the Matrix or Spider-Man, because it's like, you can't just go to see a piece of art or a piece of entertainment anymore because it's going to be taken as being left or right or whatever. And it's like, and it's just like, I don't care anymore. I'll just keep watching fucking old Fred Olin Ray movies and season 6 of The Simpsons. I don't care. I just leave me alone.
So if you want to hear, I mentioned earlier, I had like a James story that was like kind of like Norm Macdonald. So, it's funny. Like Magfest, I'd gone to like Magfest every year from like 2010 all the way up to 2020. I actually went to that 2020 show because everybody forgets that the beginning of 2020 shit was still going on. It was like March was where everything shut down because I remember
we were at PAX East in February doing a signing report. Yeah.
So I want to say this was 2017, and I went with my buddies Garrett and John, and I was like, because like they were talking about Reddit, and I was like, man, Reddit is a fucking shit show. Stuff, people write all kinds of shit on Reddit, and I happened to mention like there's all these people that believe James is a cuck, and he brings his wife and watches her get fucked by other dudes at conventions. And they're like, oh, no. And I was like, no, that's just Reddit. There are people that spread rumors and shit. Yeah. So we go to the AVGN panel, and we're in and for anybody that doesn't know, it's at the Gaylord Hotel, and there's like big ballrooms there where they have panels. And we're sitting there, and I just like walked in. I was like, there's people on Reddit, they're assholes. They claim James like brings his wife to hotels and watch her get banged by other dudes. I raised my hand to ask a question, and James points at me. My buddies Garrett and John move. That like we were in there drinking scotch at like 9 a.m, and they moved like 5 seats away from me, like asking like they thought I was a big enough asshole to ask, hey, is the stuff I read on Reddit true? Because I knew it wasn't, but they thought I was that big of a fucking asshole. Well, and I just asked them a question like, hey, are you ever going to do an episode about the game Genie?
Yeah, people are big assholes like that, though. You know, like
I know.
I've known James since he was 16 years old. I've known his wife as long as they've been together. And the things that people say online are pretty fucking disgusting. And it's
absolutely.
And it's like, you know, these are internet people, but they're my friends, you know? So like I get like really like upset when that kind of shit happens, because yeah, it's the internet and everybody's just trying to get a rise out of you. And I've learned how to like avoid some of the Reddit crap and all that and the comments section and all. But yeah, people are kind of gross, and it's just like,
not kind of, they're very gross.
Oh, I know, but I'm trying.
And I'm here talking on the Fuck Team podcast.
I'm trying to be diplomatic, because I'm sure there are people who are listening to this who only know me from stuff and probably hate me because I associate with Tony and all. But it's an issue. Like, you know, somebody created a sock account of Kieran's dead dad and was harassing him.
Holy
like,
shit!
Yeah, like it's fucking gross. Like, and a lot of my other friends who are also bigger name YouTubes, like Brad Jones and I are good friends, and Doug Walker and I are good friends and stuff. Yeah. And it's just something you deal with. And thankfully, I'm not really on that many people's radar, because I'm not really big enough or anything like that. I don't want to be, but yeah, people are pretty disgusting. And we've heard some shit said at conventions that we're just like,
Yeah, you know, I've had
it down there, didn't I?
I've had John Bailey on my show before, you know, Epic Voice Guy, and you know, he's definitely had to deal with some shit. And there's an unfortunately now deceased YouTuber that gave him a bunch of shit over his son. It's just, you know, it's just people don't have boundaries.
No, not at all. Yeah, it sucks, but you know, it is. When you want to be in the public eye, unfortunately, you have to have a thick skin, and you know, we know what we're doing, and that we're not, you know, nobody.
I don't attest to know what I'm doing.
No one's ever asked me to go to a hotel room to fuck anybody, so I don't know.
Yeah, Reddit is definitely like a shithole. Mm-hmm. Like I've looked around on there sometimes. It's like, oh my god, everyone here is a piece of shit. Really?
I tell you though, like I met Pro Jared a few times at the at Magfest. Oh. And when all that happened, I was like, Jesus Christ, I better go wash my hands.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. There's a couple of the guys where when things happen, I go, yeah, no, I thought everybody already knew that.
Oh man.
I have a really funny story I can't tell, but
oh. Well, our next bit of news here, Newt, you'll like this one because I know you were talking about toys the other day. Mm-hmm. Emperor's Throne Room action figure display used by Kenner at their Toy Fair stand in 1984. I love toy shows and toy fairs because they always have really cool displays for the stuff they're going to be releasing soon. And even the ones that they had back in the day are also nice.
Where it's like the cardboard cutout kind of one. That's pretty neat looking.
Yeah, there's one I seen that they did for Ghostbusters when those toys came out. They had like this big display where it was like the firehouse, and they had it in like it was almost like a diorama of looking like a street of New York City with ghosts all over the place, and they were featuring all the toys and stuff. Yeah.
There's a Ron Jeremy action figure that said "Just Bustin' makes me feel good."
Well, he was in the Ghostbusters porn parody, so
he was in the actual film. Like Chris didn't know about that. I was like, yeah, you know,
Justin Silverman is here. Justin, say hello to these podcast guys.
Oh, podcast guys.
Oh, it's Justin. Nice.
The F Team podcast?
Yeah.
Checks out.
Tell him it stands for fuck team.
Justin just came down and brought me a pair of Ghostbusters Ecto goggles.
They're for your
They're for my wall of Ghostbusters stuff.
Well, I thought you were gonna use it for the review.
Oh, it's true.
You know, I don't know if you want to open it though.
No, well, I'll let the ladies wear it.
Put it on and just keep the packaging together. That's
so I can return it.
Yeah, Target has a lot of good Halloween stuff.
Really?
Year. Yeah.
I haven't been over there yet.
I'm gonna go stream.
All right, bye.
Goodbye, fellas.
I want Ecto Cooler to come back so I can mix it with vodka and appreciate it.
I have a case of 2016 Ecto Cooler still in my fridge, and I'm gonna pour it into the Ghostbusters cereal. But then we also have a Crystal Skull vodka that we're gonna do as well. So we're gonna probably do some Patreon content. But we're gonna be doing the Ghostbusters 2016 review very soon. So
God,
Oh,
it's gonna be torture.
it's gonna have an interesting twist. It's not gonna be what you expect.
What are we? What are we gonna expect?
Well, you would expect Tony and I to just come on and just shit on it, but we're gonna have a panel of ladies doing it, of all different walks of life. So all demographics are covered, so Tony and I can't get yelled at.
Well, there you go.
That movie is such crap.
Yeah, it's
We hired prostitutes to yell at the Ghostbusters movie.
No. We're not gonna pay them.
Oh, there you go. We went on Craigslist and said, "Hey, who wants to watch the Ghostbusters movie?"
And it's like, do you have a bad relationship with your dad? Yes, you're perfect for us. Come on over. But as you can see, we're always just kind of hanging out here at the studio. So people are just constantly wandering in and out as we go. So you'll probably get more guests coming on as we go tonight.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
We don't really have anything else to do with our lives.
We changed Jared Fogel's prison sentence to watching the Ghostbusters 2016 remake for the next 10 years.
Yeah, but there's no kids in it, so he's not going to like it.
That's the point.
Yeah.
wow. I know Jordan sent me a picture of that green Slimer toothpaste. That looks fucking gross.
Yeah, did you see a YouTube guy, like, he brushed his teeth with, like, 30-year-old Slimer toothpaste?
And now he has gingivitis.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's awful.
That's a little unsanitary.
No. These are cool, though. I'm really digging these Ecto goggles.
Imagine that's what Tyler's doing right now. He just got his 30-year-old Ecto Slimer toothpaste in the mail. He's brushing his teeth for the first time.
Oh, damn.
Oh, come on. Chris is like, oh, you got to roast people. Come on. I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll give Tyler a hard time. I'll give John a hard time.
Yeah, I did say that, though.
I just been quiet this entire time, so I don't know.
You're the smartest one amongst us, trust me.
Well, since Newt mentioned Halloween stuff, we do have a Halloween-themed Transformer. I got it in the group chat right now. One of the
Dracula.
Yeah, Transformers Draculus is coming out in next month, actually. This thing looks awesome.
I wish it stole a line from Krusty the Clown where on the front it said, "Tonight I'm going to suck ... And then on the back it said, "Your blood."
It's the Krusty Comedy Classic at the Apollo.
He never got booed so hard in his life.
I like the
Why was classic spelled with a K?
KKK.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
The Transformers.
They turn into stuff, and this one turns into a Dracula that has a removable head.
The robots in disguise, but they're trucks without drivers. Real fucking good disguise, asshole.
Hey, this one's a mechanical bat that turns into a mechanical Dracula. He ain't fooling this shit.
So, if that's the case, Bram Stoker, because Transformers have been on Earth for thousands and thousands of years, so Bram Stoker ripped off the Dracula thing from a talking, transforming robot.
That assumed Romanian culture.
That checks out.
Yeah.
I like the packaging on it though, because it's got like a VHS, a tape or a box that looks like a VHS tape. That does look pretty cool though.
Yeah, I made a meme of myself, showing how it was different from the normal Mind Wipe. And this one's also Simpsons related.
Really?
It is. I'm going to put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to remember the Decepticon's name, Mindwipe.
Yeah.
I got to get him yet, but this one is really cool.
Because this is Mindwipe with a fucking cape, and they painted his chest up to look like he's got like he's got a dress shirt on underneath.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Now, my dumb ass did pre-order it. I'm going to tell you that. Like, I put a thing out for my podcast, and like, so my girlfriend follows the page, and she's like, "You better not have pre-ordered." And I'm like, "I did, bitch."
She loves being called bitch, and she loves being randomly shot by Nerf darts. I think you guys are going to be very happy for a very long time.
Hey, she is second generation Italian, and there's plenty of people that will break my limbs if I fuck up too bad. So
they put you in that same plastic they wrap the couch in. It'll be great.
You know, funny enough, we did have the couches wrapped up when we moved in.
I'm just making sure I hit every demographic to offend tonight. I'm just going down my list here.
You got to be an equal opportunity offender. That's what Matt Parker said.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Mindwipe. I was trying to think, what the fuck is his name again? Hanson. He's one of the Is it the Terracons?
I think it was a part of he was a headmaster.
You know who else was a headmaster? Ron Jeremy. I saw that guy suck his own dick more times than I want.
Oh my god.
No, like back before there was internet. My friends were like, "Hey, you want to see something neat? What is it?" And it's this fat guy slunched over sucking his own dick. And I'm like, I didn't want to see that.
Why did I come here? And he's like,
that could be interpreted in a number of ways.
And he's like, your friend is like, yo, like, what do you think about that? Like, maybe you want to try that on me.
Funny enough, one of the guys that helped me move today, back in the early 2000s, he would like, "Hey, man, you got cable internet?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Can you get a movie for me?" I'm like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "There's this porn parody of Mario Brothers. It's called Super Hornio Brothers. I've been trying to look for it for a while."
It's only the second one is ever available. Our friend Justin Wang did an entire video about it, and Nintendo bought it, so that it didn't get released. So technically, it is
Nintendo
canon.
owns porn.
Yep.
Oh my god.
They own that, and they used to own the Seattle Mariners.
Yep, I actually went to a Mariners game when they owned it, and there was like DS shit all over the park over it when it was still Safeco Field, and you could like connect your DS and like get like directions for where you're supposed to go in the park.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if you go and check out Justin Wang's video about Super Hornio Brothers, it's actually pretty interesting.
Huh.
You can just type in Hornio Wang.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's why I have to keep getting new computers here at the office.
I feel like this is where like we have James cut in and advertise a VPN.
Hey man, if it wasn't for those ExpressVPN ads, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills.
This show is sponsored by Surfshark, your personal VPN. If you enter Fanboys15, you'll get 1 month for free and the rest for every other month for $9.99.
All right.
And then people go there and they enter the code and they're like, "Fuck you, fuck team. That code doesn't work."
I just shot a Manscaped ad.
Oh my god.
Manscaped's great. They just say, "Hey, say these things, and whatever else you say, just do whatever you want." So we're like, "Oh, we're gonna."
I want Manscaped to come out with a thing that, because they have like the lawnmower. I want a thing that clips on so it looks like a real lawnmower when I'm going over my balls. Do you have the connections to tell them like, "Hey, there's an idiot on the internet that wants a lawnmower attachment"?
Hold on, I'm gonna stop you right there. There's a lot of idiots on the internet.
All right, there's a specific idiot on the internet, and he wants a lawnmower attachment for his Manscaped lawnmower. Can you make that happen?
And they're like, "Yeah, we'll get right on that." And I'll be like, "Hey, you guys didn't write the check?" And they're like, "Yeah, whoops."
You know, when Oculus came out, if you remember the movie Lawnmower Man, when Oculus came out, the Oculus Quest did not cure my high functioning autism.
Fun fact: go to the Griffith Observatory in LA, and they have a whole little thing you watch, and it has all the movies that were made there, and it showcases them. Lawnmower Man 2 is featured, but Terminator is not.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
They really wanted people to know about the movie where the asshole neighbor from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had his legs cut off and was supposed to be Job.
Yep.
Nice. We've got some more Ghostbusters news, specifically for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Fright feature toys.
Fun fact, they're all Finn Wolfhard.
The Fright feature toys are actually kind of cool. Kevin, who hosts Pegwarmers, which is another show I produce here, he brought me the ones that are like the Kenner looking ones, but they're the actual like Bill Murray and Harold Ramis and stuff like that. They're cool. And he brought me one of the Fright feature ones. They're actually neat looking. They're kind of cool. But yeah, they are the new characters that I have so far.
Yeah, these ones were spotted at Toys R Us Canada in the Montreal area, and they look great. And the one of the new characters, or one of the new kids, called Phoebe. I think the casting for her is good because she really does look like Egon's grandkid.
Yeah.
Like the casting for that character is perfect. Like, don't change a fucking thing.
So is like Annie Potts their grandmother? Like, did he marry Janine?
I like to think about the Venture Brothers line where Rusty yells at Hank about calling him Pop. He's like, if these kids knew I had sex. So.
Well, that's what happens when you have accident-prone kids or death-prone kids. That is a good show, by the way, Venture Brothers. I am the monarch.
But I'm assuming that Janine is the grandmother.
I watched the trailer, and I thought she said he was. She has a line in it where she says
he wasn't good for keeping the lights on.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe she is, but it's one of those things where I have to watch the movie and find out if she is the grandmother or not. I don't know. But if she is, that'd be awesome.
Like Maury Povich comes out in the beginning, and he's your guide to who parented who.
Oh, God.
And Paul Rudd, you're Winston's kid. Who would have thought?
But these look great. They're definitely in the spirit of the 5 points of articulation, the Kenner style.
What you did there with Spirit.
Yeah, I liked the Fright feature ones when I was a kid. I had all of those, and then they did like the monster ones where you'd squeeze Frankenstein's monster's legs and his mouth would open and the mummy's head would pop off, and
mummy's arm would fall off too.
Yeah, the mummy's arm would fall off, and then the hunchback would break his chains and his mouth would open. Those were pretty cool.
I think my favorite one, and I'm glad it got reissued, was Fearsome Flush.
I have him. He's literally sitting right above my shoulder here on my bookshelf.
And I've been meaning to pick him up so I can have other action figures sit on him.
Newt, did I send you the pictures of that custom Janine Metz Ghostbusters figure?
Yep, you did.
Oh, isn't that cool? I want one
really
so
cool.
bad. Because I've got the Hasbro Kenner reissues of the real Ghostbuster figures. I got those last summer, and I have a vintage 80s Kenner Echo 1 in my collection. So I need the kids from the new movie yet, and I need the Firehouse yet.
Hey, you know what would be great is if the kids from the new movies called themselves the fake Ghostbusters.
No, just the ones with well, no, if they were the other Ghostbusters, so it's Spencer and Tracy the gorilla.
Oh, now I get it.
They were the other Ghostbusters. Well, technically, they were the original Ghostbusters, and Columbia had to pay for the rights to get the name.
That's right. Now I remember. Yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
Yeah, it was an old TV show that they made into a cartoon, and they were supposed to be like the sons of the original ones. It's my I just sent you guys a picture of my stupid Ghostbusters bullshit on my office wall.
That's pretty cool, though.
I actually somewhere I actually have I unpacked it today, but I have a legit painting of holy shit, Rick Moranis as Louis Tully.
Oh,
And
okay. I was waiting.
It's
I was
him
like,
with the headgear on, and it's just him saying, "Yes, have some."
Awesome. But yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up these figures at some point later on down the road. They look great. They really do.
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm cautiously optimistic about the new movie because again, I did a whole video about why Ghostbusters 2 isn't good, and I got all kinds of hate for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be better than that 2016 crap.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing people don't get. They're like that's everyone's automatic argument. It's like, well, 2016 is worse. I'm like, yeah, we never said that it wasn't. Like, stop. Like, everyone's so quick to jump to that, and it's like, no, we get it. Yeah, no, 2016 is way worse. Ghostbusters is something that was so important to when I was a kid. The first movie was great because Bill Murray's kind of a sexual deviant, and they're allowed to smoke and and stuff like that. But then
Ray gets a blowjob from a ghost.
Yeah, by a ghost, and it's like you can't do that once you kidify it. So now you got to figure out a way to have a spiritual successor where you can keep what worked about the original one and pass it on to another group of people. So we'll see if the movie ever comes out because it keeps getting delayed, just like every other fucking movie.
Right. Did you ever get the Transformers Echotron figure?
I was never a Transformers fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Transformers and G.I. Joe were just never my bag, I loved the Transformers movie when I was a kid because we saw it in the theater and Optimus Prime dies, and it made my cousin cry, and I just thought that was hilarious.
I would say Hasbro did a Transformers Ghostbusters crossover.
Oh, cool.
With the Echotron. It's like a whole new mold and figure.
Well, actually, it's a heavy retool of hot. I believe it's Hotspot from the Protectobots. But they did a good job where they remolded him enough to turn him into the Ecto-1.
Yeah, and it looks great. And then they took the masterpiece, the Takara masterpiece Optimus Prime, and gave it a Ghostbusters theme, which also looks pretty fucking cool.
Okay. Is that based on one of the IDW comics?
Both of them are actually, yeah. They did an IDW tie-in, Ghostbusters Transformers. So Optimus Prime has like a Ghostbusters color scheme, and then Ectotron actually teams up with them. Or I think the Allspark brings the Ecto-1 to life.
Well, I remember I read the tie-in comic book, which was interesting. Because apparently, Gozer the Gozerian shows up on Cybertron and just fucking destroys everything and kills Shockwave.
Okay.
And then in the next page, I shit you not, it's nothing but a black page, and and there's like lettering that says something like, and then Cybertron was destroyed. Like, wow, what a fucking cop out.
Well, it makes sense though, because Gozer is called the Traveler and just goes to different planes of existence, wiping it out.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that, but at the time I was like...
It's like when Sally Struthers goes to a Golden Corral.
Yes. And dips her chicken wing in the chocolate fountain. Which is what I call it when I have sex.
I've summoned you here for an 8-piece. That's the Unicron line. Orson Welles' last movies, or Orson Welles' last film, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like, I played a toy.
This is true.
Yep, that is
his
true.
Quote from his book is incredible. It's like I played a toy called something or other that did whatever, and it tears itself apart.
You know, my favorite Orson Welles parody is from The Critic, where he's like selling frozen peas.
Which is based on, have you ever seen
the Paul Masson wine?
Yes, they're amazing. We do it all the time. Oh, the French.
Oh, they're even better when you're dead.
The two actors in that scene were fucking troopers, though, not to be like, yo, this is insane.
Leonard Nimoy and Judd Nelson?
No, in the in that wine commercial.
Oh, they fucking dub him because he's drunk as shit. Orson, we told you to taste the wine. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, pretty much. Makes sense. The guy makes the greatest American film ever and then fucking goes, fuck it, I'm going to eat myself to death.
But Maurice LaMarche's Orson Welles is great. And in The Critic, like he's doing the he's like, the frozen peas, they're full of great greenness and green penis. Wait a minute.
I just put in the guest chat pictures of Echotron and the Optimus Prime Ghostbusters versions.
It looks like the Ecto-1 turns into a robot.
Ron Jeremy can ride inside both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think the green goo came from?
Drips out of the exhaust pipe.
Well, I didn't realize you weren't a fan of Transformers. It's okay for now. I just thought
I'm actually in Transformers 2.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where in the movie can we look for?
So you know when Shia LaBeouf is like fucking wigging out in the classroom and like Dwight Schrute is the teacher?
Yeah.
I'm in that scene.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, on the left side of the class. I had short spiky hair at the time.
Oh my God. I need a picture of this to confirm.
Yeah, I was so they filmed it outside of Philadelphia, and at the time my co-host on Hack the Movies, Crystal, was my girlfriend at the time.
Oh,
and
you guys were dating?
Huh?
You guys were actually dating?
Oh, Crystal and I dated for 6 years.
Really?
Yeah. We've known each other for 15. We dated for 6, and then just, off and on after that. But no. So that was that. But she was working for Diane Heary at the time, who was the head of all Philadelphia production casting. And I had produced a music video for Andrew WK called It's Time to Party. I'm in that video as well. And they're like, hey, we need somebody to location manage this. It's all secondary unit shit, because Shia LaBeouf was apparently really hard to work with, and they didn't get all the shots they needed. So they had to film a lot of the class stuff without the main actors, with the B camera director. So I did that, and then they go, the people we wanted didn't show up. Can you just sit here? So I sat there for 4 days. I'm on the left side. I'm on the right side. I'm on the back. They filmed just so it looked like there was more people there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like a picture of this so we can see it? Because this is actually really cool.
Try to find a picture. I know I'm wearing a blue fucking polo shirt, and I remember they got it from Old Navy, and they didn't pull the tag off of it, and I had to stick the tag down my shirt because they had to return it. On a giant Michael Bay movie.
Blue polo. Are you sitting in front of Shyla?
He's not. I'm not in the shots that he's in. I'm in the reactionary shots.
Okay, reactionary.
You see like
shots.
the side of my head for like a brief second. Same thing with Unbreakable. I'm in that for like a split second. The fucking Colin Farrell movie, Dead Man Down. I'm in that. I look directly at the camera.
What, Michael?
Which one?
The Revenge of the Fallen.
2. Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen.
Wow.
And then so when that movie actually came out in theaters, I was running a theater down the Jersey Shore, and I was so like disgusted with the movie, but my staff wanted to watch it, so I couldn't leave. So I just went up in the projection booth and had sex. So that was good.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I would love to see pictures of this.
I will dig through and see what I have on my Google Drive. When I changed phones, I lost like everything, but it's probably way back on my Facebook somewhere.
Okay, because yeah, we would love to see pictures of that because that's really cool.
So I missed out. So you were like in the movie, or
Yeah, I'm in the movie.
like you were like a stand-in for Shia, or
No.
I found the scene. I'm trying to comb through it.
Yeah, you see the side of my head. I was much thinner and I had short, spiky hair at the time.
Really?
Yeah, you had like sideburns looking like a porn star almost.
No, they made me shave the sideburns off for that.
Oh.
Are you the guy in front of him?
No,
No,
I'm not in
no,
front of
no,
him.
No, he says he's in the reactionary shots.
I will find a shot for you and send it to you.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, so I signed Tony's copy and I said Muds and skid mark or whatever were my idea, and I signed that.
Hey, if anybody asks, we don't read.
Yeah.
Tom Kenny, how could you?
What a fucking terrible movie that was.
Oh,
I mean, they'll blame the writer's strike.
Sure, that's what it was.
yeah, I remember that.
It's that Michael Bay went to film school in a fireworks factory.
If it makes you feel any better, I got to do it in a drive-through movie when that happened, because we went there to see the Hangover, and that was like
I think
Revenge of the Fallen and the Hangover. Yeah,
that was the same summer. Yep.
I think I saw that in a drive-through. I think it was Star Trek.
2009, the Kelvin Universe one. Yeah, it was also the same summer as X-Men Origin Wolverine.
Yeah, that was kind of.
And Inglourious Bastards. That's actually a good one.
Yeah, 2009 was a big year for movies, it seemed. I actually went to see the second Transformers movie at the time at a drive-in movie place.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's when I was really getting into Transformers, like I am now still. But for me, I was like, oh, this is really cool. It's like Transformers, life size almost. I just thought that was really cool at the time. But me personally, it's the 86 movie, Transformers Bumblebee.
Yeah, Bumblebee was great because it's the first time that the Transformers looked like the Transformers. And they didn't just look like a fucking metal cacophony of assholes. Like, it was...
Yeah, exactly. And then for me personally, Dark of the Moon is like my third favorite one. But
I don't remember that. I think I've only seen the first one, parts of the second one, and what's the one where like the main plot of the movie is the Romeo and Juliet law?
Oh, Transformers 4: Age of Extinction.
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking to myself, like, what? Like, this is a children's movie, right?
That was that one scene that made no sense in that entire movie. Honestly, when Age of Extinction came out, looking back on it when I was younger, I'm like, oh, this was a really good movie. Now I'm like thinking to myself, this is a complete clusterfuck. But then again, The Last Night was probably just as worse because of how much.
A transformer killed Hitler.
Oh yeah, apparently so. Like the fuck.
Well, that's when,
wait, what?
Yeah, in that movie, like a transformer was like a watch and it killed Hitler.
Yep.
And it's just like, hey, I know a lot of your family members died in that war and all that, but hey, it's part of the Transformers now. So are you happy about that? Jesus Christ. I'll give you 6 million reasons that's a bad idea.
Dude,
but you know how, like I say, like I don't care about the Matrix and Spider-Man. I think it was the moment that Sir Anthony Hopkins said the line Optimus Prime that I went, well, film is dead, and we should just let it be dead forever, and let's all just read a book.
Well, I was going to ask, so what, like, I know it's not out yet, but with the upcoming Transformers movie called Rise of the Beasts, I mean, I know there's nothing really out there yet. Do you think this is going to be a complete clusterfire, or there might be some good out of it with?
I like the Dinobots, and I know Ron Perlman's doing the voice of like Dino Prime or whatever the fuck he's called.
The Maximals.
Oh, okay, is that what it is?
Yeah, the Maximals. Ron Perlman is doing.
I think maybe they learned from from Bumblebee, because Bumblebee was basically like an Amblin movie. Like it felt like they were trying to make like Flight of the Navigator and E.T. and like 80s kids movies.
I agree with that.
But like maybe they figured it out that like, oh yeah, people who like Transformers, like they want the Transformers to look like the Transformers. It's funny, a buddy of mine who works for who is he with now? He works in an effects house, and back in the day when the first Transformers movie was in pre-production, did you know that they weren't even going to transform like the toys? You know that they were going to explode into a million particles and then come back together as a robot?
Wow.
Oh.
And that was what Michael Bay wanted, and Steven Spielberg was like, no.
Oof. Oh, wow. There would have... Oh, my God.
It's like when the Ninja Turtles were going to be aliens. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. There was so much backlash against that.
And instead they looked at like Shrek dressed as Rufio.
Yeah.
There was an interview with one of the actors who played as one of the turtles. He said it was his worst experience ever working on a movie. I think it was the one who played Raphael.
Yeah, I didn't see the first one. I saw the second one and was like, oh wow, like we're getting like Krang and we're getting Bebop and Rocksteady, but like I didn't ask for this, you know.
that movie was pretty atrocious.
Yeah. And why Tyler Perry was Baxter Stockman, I'm like, what? Tyler Perry was also in Star Trek for no reason. You're watching Star Trek and you're like, oh, wait, why is Tyler Perry here?
I don't know. Like, I don't think Tyler Perry's a bad actor. Like, if you ever saw Gone Girl, he was actually really good in that.
It's just distracting when these people show up in things, you know?
I mean, I get it, but I mean, I really think that like you know, like Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman had potential. It's just that it was the sequel to the Michael Bay Turtles movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like Baxter in the 80s/90s cartoon, he was, you know, he was different from what he was in the comics. And when they did the early 2000s, yeah, that was more accurate to the Mirage material. And like, you know, he's kind of like a bumbling scientist, but he's really smart and he means well. So I think Tyler Perry actually could have been a great Baxter Stockman had other people been doing a Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, if the material was better. I think it's just weird when I'm like, why is Medea here? Like,
what's weirder is Tony Shalhoub is Master Splinter, and he learned how to do martial arts from a fucking flip book that was dropped in the sewer.
And didn't they for Shredder? Didn't they like recast him twice?
Like, I think so.
Because it couldn't be the fucking dude from the beginning of the Dark Knight. They were like, oh wait, no, like he works for Splinter. I don't know. I don't care. I just don't care about anything anymore.
And Brad Garrett was Krang, like Raymond. I mean, Turtles.
And then there was like the wrestler. Who was the redheaded wrestler guy? Was one of the Bebop and Rocksteady.
Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Yep.
I don't know. It's another series that just came and went. You know.
Yeah, I think really the 1990 film is really the only one that's the best. It's so accurate.
And I like the 2007 one too. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was actually like a continuation of the Jim Henson movies, just done in CG.
True. Yeah, but I every time I watch the 1990 film, it bugs the shit out of me that knowing that I can pause the film and see the performer's face in that one shot when the turtle's mouth is open, it's like, God damn it.
Well, there's also a crew member ducked down underneath a table in one scene as well.
Yep, I've seen that. I saw a video that pointed out those mistakes, and it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. Your mind and your eyes are going to go exactly to that.
Yep.
Also, there's a foot soldier that's Sam Rockwell.
Yes. He was just happy to escape a fucking Victor Salva set and lived to tell the tale.
Regular or menthols? Oh, didn't you guys have like a joke about him being in that movie and he gets like an Oscar for that one little thing or something like that? It was some joke you guys had. I don't remember how it went.
That whole episode with Mike was a
Oh, that whole episode was gold.
He did not want to be doing that, talking about Ninja Turtles. We sprung it on him on the day.
Oh man, you guys have fun. I could tell you guys are having.
We try
fun
to.
Well, we try.
Mm-hmm.
We try.
All right. Well, we're finally done with our newsflash segment. Our next segment is Custom Spotlight. We have a custom alien Kenner, getting all tongue-tied here. Custom King Alien Kenner vintage style in the NECA scale.
Jesus Christ.
I know, that's a mouthful. Ugh. But this thing looks fucking badass, and I seriously want one for my alien collection.
That's why I said Jesus Christ. That's fucking great. That emerald green just makes it pop. The black. Whew. Is there bits of blue in that too? Well, a little bit of good dry brushing. Looks like a little bit hints of gold.
It reminds me of the old Kenner Mantis alien.
Yeah, I think that's what this is supposed to be based off of.
Which always got me, like, back in the day, like, you know, like, because they had, like, the Scorpion alien and the Mantis alien. It's like, how the hell does a chest burster get inside a praying mantis? How does that work? But then they had the gorilla alien, and I thought about, like, the sad bitch from Congo, like, trying to, like, sign her way out of it. Like, you know, I'm not on camera, so you can't see me, like, mimicking sign language, but, you know, I always felt bad for, like, the fucking gorilla that got a chest burster on it.
Full alien. We have every one of them on set, actually. We were gifted all of the Kenner alien figures.
Nice. So you have the original Kenner
Yep.
King. I want to get the original one, and then I want this custom one made so you can have like a side-by-side comparison.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because they're both really cool, but this customized one looks fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
I want some parody aliens, like an Urkel alien. He can't really kill you, but he comes in your house and knocks a whole bunch of shit over.
It'd be something like Robot Chicken would make. It's just
I was just thinking the same thing.
Just like, well, hi guys, I'm Urkel, alien, and some crap.
Steve, quit sexually harassing my daughter.
Well, now he smokes weed with fucking Snoop Dogg. He's got Purple Urkel.
Holy shit.
Urkel.
They have a company.
Got any cheese?
And I have the 79 Kenner alien that I bought at a yard sale.
Oh, the big chap.
Yeah.
How much were they asking for that?
She sold it to me for $20.
Damn.
Was it in the box or out of the box?
No, it was out of the box. I just wanted it just to have it.
Oh, dude, like if that was in the box in mint condition, like that's quite a lot of money. It's worth.
Yeah, our friends own a toy store called Farpoint Toys, which is down by Atlantic City, New Jersey, and they have the toy museum and stuff to sell, but they have a whole alien section. They have it in box. It's pretty.
Yeah, because I have all the Super 7 Reaction Alien figures that came out in 2013 and the ones that came out from like 2 or 3 years ago. And I've got them all, and I also have another set still carded. And then I actually got on eBay for my birthday earlier this year. I bought the San Diego Comic-Con 2013 early bird special for those Super 7 Alien Reaction figures. That's never been opened. It's still sealed because I've got a whole alien collection.
Chroma sent me the Super 7 Toxic Crusader line, so I have that in here because we're going to be doing some business with them soon, I think. So those are kind of cool.
Nice.
Super 7 does neat stuff. I like their figures.
Where's the Super 7 Lloyd Kaufman?
They should make it.
Or Mego should make one because they have that Mego Stan Lee, and every time I go on Target and see it, I'm like, God damn it, I want that.
I have the Mego style Aunt May. That's the ugliest action figure ever made.
That constantly makes like the top list of ugliest action figures.
Yeah, somebody sent us that and the X-Men movie Mystique, where you pull the sad, saggy Wolverine over her.
Oh yeah.
Somebody sent us that.
I think it's sad too. Like since Marvel Legends has gone to Hasbro, they haven't been like, yeah, let's make an Aunt May figure. No. They don't do it.
Unless it's the young, sexy Marissa Tomei one.
You know, I want the one where it's like, you know, what's this white goo coming out of Peter's door? Aunt May. Peter, are you fapping?
He knows what's up.
Oh my god.
Oh wait. So
Your
I
Uncle
like.
Ben used to make mysterious white goo.
Okay, I gotta quick say this, but I love on Hack the Movies. You guys did a review for the 2002 Spider-Man movie, and there was that joke about Aunt May viciously masturbating while the Green Goblin came in. Like, what?
So we sit in the conference room. We have this massive TV in the conference room in the arcade and stuff, and we're all sitting and eating lunch and watching the movie and taking notes. And Kieran says that, and I almost choked on my sandwich. And we're like, and then we had to like talk him into saying it in the episode. He's like, that's gross. I don't want people to think I'm a weirdo. And like the president of the company had to come downstairs and say, you have to say that in the episode.
Viciously masturbating. That's like something you would
has to wait outside, and he's just like, should I stop her?
It just sounds like something you would see in Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I can't take
You
this
should
seriously.
see some of the shit that we have to leave out of episodes of just conversations that we have, because we would get canceled a million times over.
And then, you know, the Green Goblin would come over to her and be like, you know, I'm somewhat of a masturbator myself.
Step aside, May. Let me show you how this is done.
God.
With this pumpkin bomb-ass dick.
He's like, look, it's fall. This one's shaped like a gourd.
Is everything green?
Peter, he slimed me.
Is everything green? Yeah, now why don't you goblin it?
I see what
That joke didn't land.
No, it did. I love puns. I'm a pun kind of guy.
All right, I'll keep workshopping it.
I'm a sucker for puns. I really am.
Yeah, what can you say?
All right, our next segment is KO Corner, and we've got all kinds of knockoff toys and goodies. I'm going to start putting them in the guest chat. Newt, you like Star Wars, right?
I do.
If so, you're going to love this one that I found just for you. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Have you?
Yes.
I love the back. The back gets me every fucking time.
Karate Farmer, Wise Puppet, Door Ladder.
Yep. Oh, man.
This looks like Mr. Miyagi fucked Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they gave him Little Richard's hair. I mean, it's no Robert Kopp, but you know.
Oh, Robert Kopp's great.
Mm-hmm. We have one of those somewhere.
Fuck?
I know, right? This one is...
That's a fucking play gun. Man, I don't want to visit that doctor.
This was how Bill Cosby's Cliff Huxtable operated as an OBGYN.
It's the American healthcare system for you.
I love that the gun is a pump action shotgun and a revolver.
And it's pink.
Yeah.
Pink and
It's like two of these pills,
Oh.
talk into the microphone, and say that I didn't do nothing wrong, and then I'm going to remove the gun.
And then Hanson, I think you found this weird ass Mr. T figure, which
Yes,
is like,
I did.
oh, it gets worse as you look at it.
Oh, I pity the fool. I'm a Velociraptor. Here's that T-Rex. Mr.
Oh.
T-Rex.
Mr. T-Rex is good.
Oh.
Was it an MP5 and Sam's? What the fuck?
I like how they make Chuck Taylor All-Stars for monsters.
Hey guys, it's me, Batman. I've come to save the day.
Well, Batman has worn costumes like that before. I have the Rainbow Batman right here on my shelf behind me. I have a whole little Batman shelf, and we got a rainbow one there.
Oh my god.
This is the how come Robin didn't come with you tonight, Batman?
Oh, he did, but then I went out.
Oh man, Hanson also found some knockoff Avengers toys that look like shit.
Transformers. These are actually I put these.
Well, wait, we gotta talk about this Optimus Prime first.
Oh god.
Yeah.
No, we don't have to talk about this Optimus Prime because it's terrible.
Exactly.
I really like this Thor in the middle picture here that looked like he walked in on his own surprise party.
I like Ultron because Ultron just looks like he's disgusted.
Well, because he saw what Joss Whedon did to him in that movie, and
Oh.
He just has this look on his face, guys. Remember when I was James Spader?
yeah.
And Thor's like, no, nobody.
Yeah, well, in
remembers.
Less Than Zero, James Spader, Ultron essentially sells Iron Man into prostitution. So go watch.
Tony
the
Stark
movie
saw
Less Than Zero.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Fuck you 3000.
Or these what?
Definitely not Snoopy. That's like This Ain't Pokemon XXX or whatever the fuck those movies are called.
Snappy?
But that one's from Obvious Plant. Like those are not real KOs.
Yeah, but they're still fun to look at though.
I mean, the Grow a Baby one. I wish that was a real product. Like, hey, look, I know you're trying. Like, that's like the most insensitive thing you could ever give to someone who's barren. Like, look, I got you something. I know that you can't have kids of your own, but you can take a shit.
True.
Wow. Yeah. So
I mean, I made the most insensitive infertility joke once, and I was like in Walmart and they had no toys, and I said, "Man, this place is more barren than my Aunt Sherry."
wow.
And then she left the store. She didn't want to talk to me anymore.
Whew. Ouch. All right. So those are our shitty ass toys for this month. Our next segment is
define shitty ass, like, because like the toilet paper shortage is over.
God damn it. Anyways, our next segment is Asshole of the Month.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I put down Tony from Hack the Movies.
That's true.
Just because, but it's okay. We still love Tony, and
tomorrow is his birthday, so
yeah. But yeah, happy birthday, Tony.
Well, he doesn't even get to spend it with his loved ones. We have to be filming tomorrow.
Oh,
we're gonna be filming in a filthy lake.
Oh yeah, I thought I seen you on Twitter saying something about filming something or other, but I can't remember.
We're gonna be filming the opening scene to Donald Farmer's Shark Exorcist 2 tomorrow. So when I die, I'll have something to leave behind.
Donald Farmer sounds like a white version of Donald Glover.
Well, if like Donald Glover had no talent and was a creepy old white man who like breathed heavy behind the camera, yeah, it's a lot like it.
Oh, so you're talking about that long hair guy from Derek Comedy?
Huh?
That was a deep cut joke.
Oh yeah, you cut out there, so I missed that
Oh,
one.
I said you're talking about that long-haired guy from Derek Comedy.
Oh no. Yeah. No, the guy we're talking to, if you ever watch Red Letter Media, they covered the first movie, Shark Exorcist,
All
and
the time.
They go on because it's one of the worst movies ever made by humans.
Mike is my spirit animal.
They're pretty great. I knew them before it picked up, and then they don't respond to me after they got popular.
Sucks.
Ooh.
That's all right.
Oh, God. Jesus, Hanson, you okay there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, Tony, I mean, Newt, do you have Newt, do you have anyone or anything you want to nominate for Asshole of the Month?
Myself for coming to work on Saturday night to do this. No, I don't know. I try not to talk to other people that often, so I don't really. I try. All the assholes I know are the ones I relate to every day. You know.
Oh, nice. Does anyone else here have an asshole that they want to nominate for this
I
month?
hope we all do.
Yeah, Chris Chan, because I want to know how this saga, the motherfucker saga ends, and his court date got like delayed to the month till like November.
Somebody came in.
Did I cut out again?
Nope, no, we heard you. I think somebody else was talking in the background there.
Let's see,
Chris Chan kissed me one time at a convention. It was weird.
I've seen the photo.
Yeah. We were having a conversation at Too Many Games, and he kissed me on the side of the head, and I didn't know who he was, and he balled up on the ground.
Oh, hey, Tyler.
Holy shit! You were the source of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, not this. There was other things going on before that, but it was him getting yelled at after kissing me on the ear that he balled up on the ground at Too Many Games. And thankfully, we have people who work for us who deal with people with autism and whatnot. So we did our best to black hawk down that situation.
So I'm like an OG on the internet. So I've been like following this, and so it's like, you know, these guys are all like, John and Chris are new to it. So like when the motherfucking saga started, I was like, holy shit, this you wouldn't believe. And then I had to go through this whole thing of like, who is Chris Chan? And I'm like, you know, Charlie Day with like, yeah, that meme of Charlie Day with like all the Post-it notes and the tape linking each one.
There's like a 50-something part YouTube documentary series about him online. I didn't know who he was until we were doing the other show, Underbelly, and that's when I was introduced to this, and I was like, if this is the internet, I want nothing to do with it.
So I'm like an old, like I said, I've been on the internet for a long time. So I remember when Chris used to pop into Transformers boards. Like there were two people that were like e-celebrities at the time. One was Chris, and the other one was Matt, you know, Dinosaur Dracula from X Entertainment, that used to pop onto a couple Transformers boards. But
yeah, we know Dinosaur Dracula well.
Awesome dude. I'm glad to see he's still writing after all these years.
Yep.
Jordan, you have a weird fascination for Chris Chan and all these other disturbed people, you know. You just have this strange fascination, you know that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm the person that, like, when I'm feeling down, I go to a Walmart because there's always someone there that weighs 300 more pounds than I ever will. And I've turned into a fatty in the lockdown, so.
Yeah, I think we all gained.
Yeah, everyone pretty much did.
But I also chronicle it because, like, here's the thing. Like, as a nerd, and as a nerd that's planning on having children in the near future, I want to know where you don't go wrong. So there's a lot of people who are either their parents in the nerd circle, or they were in it. And I just like want to know, like, you know, hey, what are the cautionary tales? What are the signs? Like the whole thing with Chris Chan is like everything about Chris like it was like, wow, there is no control in any of this. You know, like
Maybe
what
70-year-olds shouldn't have kids.
basically, yeah,
You
like
can't get to this point where, like, you know, when you make a monster and then the monster does monster shit, you can't get mad at the monster. You have to get mad at the people who allowed it to get to this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, you want to know like what not to do. And like I you know, I'm going to be 37 in February, so probably by the time Lex and I have our first, I'll probably be 30, 38 or 39. So I'm like I'm already going to be like an old dad. And so it's like I want to know like what don't I do? And you know, you see that a lot with a lot of these people that are kind of disturbed on the internet is they have old parents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you really do. It's just it's like the inconvenient truth is like, you know, a lot of the people that are weird. It's like, yeah, I have these decrepit old parents, and I'm like having to like dust them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he failed the girlfriend challenge. We know that.
He did. You know, the worst part is there was some chick who was like, she's like on the spectrum. Her name was Fiona. She actually like wanted to like shack up with him, like liked him warts and all, you know. And like for anybody out here listening is like, oh, I don't like that Zero's misgendering Chris. Like Chris actually like Chris did all of what he did because he wanted to like increase his dating. And it's well documented that he's not really, you know, he's not really doing this because he's like trying to be trans. He's like trying to date lesbians. Like he was trying to open up his whole dating sphere, if you will. And then he ends up fucking his mom, and he had this girl that was like gonna throw herself at him, like this young, like decent looking chick named Fiona that like was obsessed with him. And here he is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like have a romp in the hay with Barb.
What the fuck?
My one true sweetheart.
So the internet was a mistake.
Oh God, yes.
Fuck Al Gore.
I'm super serial about Chris Chan and Man Bear Pig.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. The internet's been a horrible place since day one, and I can prove it. There used to be Rotten.com, the Style Project.
Rotten.com very well.
Best Gore. I don't think any of these things are there anymore, but it's just like anybody that's like thinking that like the internet being a terrible place is a new phenomenon. It used to be worse.
I went to.
Well, at least it got a little better.
I went to college in Canada, and I remember showing my roommates stuff, and they're like, "What's wrong with America?"
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like, I went to college in Canada, and I remember the prime minister in, well, he wasn't wearing kind costumes.
No, he even painted his tongue black, which I don't know if he knows how things work, but.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, is it okay if you introduce me real quick?
No,
right.
It's not Tyler.
Tyler, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me again.
How have you been, and what did you get? We'll have to make this real quick so we can get on to the 13 questions.
I promise to make it quick. I'm doing really good. Really good. You know, can't complain. A little depression here and there, but depression is basically overthinking. So I've been trying to like not overthink, and that's all I'm really going to say about that because I got to make this quick. As far as what I got the Fortnite Jazzwares Legendary Series Midaz. I think it's how you say it, Midas. And I got it because I thought, okay, he'd be a cool like weapons dealer because I mean the dude looked like
it's Midas.
Midas. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right, Midas. I'm sorry. So I got Midas because I thought, hey, the dude looks like he's made of gold and his weapons are made of gold. He must be rich or like a rich armor dealer or something. So I got him for photos about
showers.
Okay, that was good. But yeah, I got him for weapons dealing photos. What else did I get? I got 5 flight stands, and these motherfuckers are tall. Like, I mean, they're so awesome because of how tall they are. I mean, they go up from my elbow to like halfway up my hand. I mean, these things are really, really tall. And Amazon had them on for like a 5-pack. So I got that. And I got 4 bottles of resin for my 3D printer. I got 3 gray and 1 clear blue. And I kind of wish I got the at least 1 clear, like transparent, but you know, I can always order that later. And that's as far as what I got now. I do have some coming in the I do have stuff coming in the mail, but because I want to make this short, I'll just save that for the later show or the next show. But what I am getting Monday, and I'm only mentioning this because it's, you know, I'm getting it like Monday, is the Black Series Heavy Mandalorian, because or Paz Vizsla, because you know it was $30 on Amazon. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I need them for my Mando shelf anyway. So click. So that's all I got so far. Like I said, I got stuff coming in the mail, which to make this quick, I'll just save that for the next episode.
All right, nice.
Hey,
Dan, you still with us?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh, I thought you might have been dead or something. You were so damn quiet.
Jordan.
Like usual, you mean?
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yes.
Turn around and do like a Dr. Evil thing.
Dr. Evil thing. What?
Have I been on camera this whole time?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Some of us are on camera, but
Yeah. I had no idea. Like my camera's lit up, but I've had no idea that I've been on camera this whole time. Because it's like
I'm not getting paid enough to turn mine on.
here we'll put on the Shang-Chi thing, and it's like you know, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna, you know, I had the option. I think last time I was on camera, but this time I'm like, yeah, you know, I look like shit because I've been drinking all day and moving furniture. So
Nice.
All right. Our next segment, the 13 questions with our guest, Newt Wallen. Newt, are you ready for these questions?
Let's go.
do you know?
All right. 13 questions. First one, what is your preferred name or nickname?
I usually just go by Newt. That's kind of, people don't ever believe me that Newton's my real name, so Newt's kind of what I go by.
All right. What year were you born?
1981.
Nice. All right. Favorite kind of food or meal?
Favorite kind of food or meal? I don't know. I'm a big sushi or like Mediterranean style food. It's kind of my 2 go-tos.
Okay.
Sushi's good. I love sushi.
Oh,
Mhm.
fuck yeah.
We have a delicious sushi place up the street here from the office. So whenever we have other bigger YouTubers in, we usually take them there to kind of impress them a little bit.
Well,
Nice.
well, there's a pretty good place up here in Madison. I introduced Chris to it when I was up in Madison, and then later on I introduced my girlfriend to it, and Chris and I eventually maybe one time in the foreseeable future would like to go up there, just have like a, I don't know, maybe a guy's day or some shit like that.
a mandate.
Yeah, we're going to have a mandate. Yeah, it's a place in Madison, Wisconsin here called Sumo Japanese Bar and Grill. It's a really cool place. You knew when you walk in, it's like you're walking on a John Wick movie set or something. I mean, you really do feel like you're in Japan. It's really good.
The meal ends with a headshot.
They bring out your dog and they shoot it.
Oh, that'd do it.
Yeah, the hibachi is really cool.
Oh,
And
very
it's-
cool, very cool.
it's
They
so
bring
good.
out your dog and they grill it alive.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
Damn.
What's up?
that's not funny.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
Probably Kelly Green.
Okay. Favorite kind of music?
I don't know. I'm a classic rock kind of guy.
Hell
Yeah, but my tastes are kind of all over the place. Old hip hop, disco, new wave. I'm kind of everywhere.
Okay. What is your collection based on, or what kind of collection is it?
I have well over 3,000 original movie posters. And I have a crazy amount of old 35 millimeter film trailers. I have a bunch of film gear. I'm kind of an old school, like, film guy. So that's kind of the only things I've kept. I've gotten rid of, I sold my comic book collection off years ago to pay for cancer treatment. All of our DVDs and VHS stuff is all in the studio as props. And I just have the toys here in the, in my office to fill up space. But I've kind of gotten rid of stuff. We were actually having this conversation last night, Mike Matei and I, that like eventually the things you own you. So we've just been getting rid of shit,
Nice. So like the you said the 35 millimeter footage, you have those in cans?
No, film trailers would come just on cores, so they were wrapped. And nobody has projectors anymore to run film, so they just sit in a climate-controlled storage unit along with the movie posters and stuff like that, and they just take up space.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I really get though, like what you're saying, like when the things that you own you, because I have one of the largest Transformers collections on the East Coast.
Oh, cool.
This move broke me. Like I'm somebody that legitimately has anxiety. I have general anxiety disorder, and I'm pretty open about it. And I got to tell you, like the move, packing all that stuff up, super meticulous, trying to get it all back in its boxes, trying to make sure that it was going to be protected, was one of the most nerve-wracking experiences of my life. And I had to keep reminding myself, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
It's just stuff.
If you watch check out the show that I do called Peg Warmers. We have a guy on there who basically has like several storage units just for all of the toys that he has. And he's like, well, I'm not a hoarder. And I was like, well,
I have a friend who is in that situation, a very good friend. And he always says, I buy one to keep in the box and one to open. And he never opens them.
Yeah.
And, he's got a storage unit. And I legitimately worry that, I know he's not listening to this one, but I legitimately worry about the structural integrity of his attic because he has so much stuff up there.
Oh,
this is how bad it is. If you know Masters of the Universe at all, he got one of the Snake Mountain that they did from like Matty Collector. He lost it in his house. He didn't know where it was. That's how if you can lose a Snake Mountain in your stash of boxes, I'm like, Jesus, that needs to be your wake up call right there.
I still have my original Castle Grayskull right above my head right now. So,
and I just want to say real quick, I do have to relate to that at least a little bit. I mean, my 6-inch collection is not big at all. I mean, it's kind of average, but I mean, it can fill up it's not the largest storage container, but it's big enough to where if I was like 1% or even lower than that, weaker or whatever, if that makes sense, then I could not lift that my what I call my plastic crack bin.
Nice.
Yeah, right. But I could not if I was that much if I was even slightly weaker than I am now, I don't think I could lift that my plastic crack bin up by myself. I mean, I can do it, but it's really heavy. So in a way, I mean, I know it may not sound exactly like that, but in a way I can relate because it's not only, trying to lift it, but it's trying to pack stuff and make it look, at least decent and everything like that. But, I mean, it's like you said, it's just stuff. So, I mean, some of it's expensive stuff. But still.
Yeah, exactly.
I can also relate to this also. Like, I have both 1/12 scale and Transformers, and you're right. I mean, it's just stuff. I'm actually going to be selling some stuff this upcoming week and whatnot. And on top of that, it's just kind of, I think one of the biggest problems is just whatever boxes you have, because the more boxes you have, that just eats up so much space. And you're like, okay, well, am I going to keep these boxes around, or am I just going to discard them and just call it good? You know, it's just it can, the boxes can be a burden, and you know, and having stuff that you just don't fiddle with anymore, and then you're just like, okay, well, I'm just going to get rid of it, and that's
you really have to say like what's important to you, and I think there's this trap where you get so involved into buying ancillary characters, and I'm not going to defend myself on it because that's and unfortunately that's where my collection has gone. Is I have more ancillary characters in my collections than characters I care about.
I used to collect like one of everything I found that was Daredevil, so I'm a big Daredevil fan. And it just got to the point where it's like, like you'd get overwhelmed because there's too much stuff out there. So you just kind of either taper it back to only doing a certain thing or not at all. Like if you came to my house, I don't have any like collectibles there anymore. I have a display case of Randy Bowens in the guest room, and I have all my film stuff in a display case. Other than that, all my walls are filled with framed old Grindhouse posters. That's all you would know. And I have the frames of all the theaters that I closed down over the years. But beyond that, like, I don't have any toys there or anything like that. So I kind of like all that stuff is here at the office with us, you know?
Yeah. At some point, you got to just stop and look.
You should see Tony's office. It's so full of McFarlane bullshit that it's insane.
At some point, you got to just draw the line and be like, okay.
I mean, I like my McFarlane bullshit.
Yeah, it just, he has everything. Like, he has all the Matrix Reloaded figures and stuff.
Oh, they were little statues.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you have this?
I do have to say, that's why I'm not, I mean, Bandai Tamashii Nations, and John, I'm sure you know this because you're in the SH Figuarts Marvel group as well, but like with the Eternals, like, I know nothing about them. I probably wouldn't even get the movie if I watched it. So I'm not even sure I'm going to collect the SH Figuarts figures for it because, like, the 3 that were shown look really good. And the paints, I mean, granted, they're prototypes, but the paints, the sculpts, the effects, the alternate hands and heads, they're just all really well done. But and while it's decently affordable at $55 to $60 a pop, depending on, you know, where you get them, they're tempting, but I just feel like with me not giving 2 shits about the Eternals, mostly because I know zip about them, I don't think I can collect those 3 figures, you know?
I think the thing is, like, we live in a golden age for collecting. Like, legitimately anything that you possibly could want exists in a plastic representation.
Yeah, the fucking Unicron that's like massive.
Yeah, I have it. I have it. It's amazing.
And like the thing is, I know a lot about the Eternals. I know a lot about Shang-Chi. I don't care about the movies. I'm probably not going to see them because Marvel reached its logical closure point with Endgame.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
I just don't care anymore. Like I'm kind of done with big. You know, George Lucas said special effect without a story is not interesting, and that's kind of where we are now. They're just copy and paste movies, you know.
Well, yeah. And I think original movies can still be done. I legitimately enjoyed Free Guy. I think that was the best movie I've seen all year.
I haven't seen it, please.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to spoil the movie.
I know. It's just
you
know, for anyone who has.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it's legitimately the most entertaining and for the most part original movie I've seen all year. So anybody that says like
it sat on the shelf a year before COVID too. They didn't know what to do with it.
And it's a shame because that movie really I think could have done gangbusters had they released it and marketed it properly.
Well, look at something like Trick or Treat or Cabin in the Woods. There are other movies that people now love that sat because the studios didn't know what to do with them, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, let me ask you, what got you into collecting?
I don't know. No, I guess working in a movie theater when I was like 15, 16 years old and thinking it was cool that you could have the posters that hung in the theater when the movie was out. And then I like discovered eBay in the late 90s, and now I was like, oh, I can have all of the things that I really love. So I just started collecting weird exploitation movie posters. And then when I used to have the theater that had film projectors, I would buy feature films and trailers and run like weird stuff for my friends. Like we would do an event where I'd ran 2 hours of just like fucked up movie trailers, and we called it trailer trash. I don't know, like that stuff. And then I sold off a lot of stuff, and everything I've kept, even when it comes to comic books, are just shit that has sentimental value to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Soul Vengeance?
Oh, of course.
Oh my god, that's my favorite exploitation movie.
Yeah, I have an entire my guest room right now is all blaxploitation movies. My hallway leading down to my bathroom is all 80s Italian cannibal films right now. I try to switch it out every month just so I'm looking at something different, except for like the really expensive old pieces that always stay where they are because I'm worried about like ever fucking them up.
I think Chris needs to see Soul Vengeance.
It's a good one.
Just for the fact that, Chris, this is how I sell you on it. There's basically there's this like racist sheriff that like tries to castrate a black dude, but his dick grows back bigger, and basically
its alternate title was "Welcome Back, Brother Charles."
and basically he has like a super powered dick, and he like not only can hypnotize women with it, but he also can use it to like strangle people like a fucking anaconda.
Yeah, he strangles the judge that got him sent to prison, and yeah.
Oh my god,
I think I might actually have a lobby card for that movie somewhere.
Oh my god, I gotta see this movie. This is like a South Park episode.
We did an episode like 10 years ago of the old show where it was the worst movie monsters, and that was one of my picks.
The cock from Soul Vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Newt, do you have any other collections besides your main collection?
Oh, I just go around collecting broken hearts, you know?
Well, this next one, I'll explain it to you. Have you done anything untoward for your collection? Now, what that means is, was there something you wanted for your personal collection so bad that, like, say, you took money out of your mom's purse or you shoplifted? Anything crazy like that?
You were in a pudding commercial with Bill Cosby?
No, I met back on the Craigslist days. It becomes like an arms race when you keep showing like weird film trailers and stuff like that. And this guy listed a lot of trailers that he had, and there was one or two pieces in there that I really wanted, and they were these K. Gordon Murray Mexican children's films, like Little Red Riding Hood and the Monsters was one of them, and he was selling them for like super cheap compared to how much they usually sell for. But he's like, hey, so you got to come meet me at my mom's house to get it. And I had to drive to this sketchy trailer park in like the swamplands of the Pine Barrens, and when the guy got there, his mother was like, she was missing a leg, and it was like up in one of those like triangles that's like hanging from the ceiling, and the end of it looked like the end of like a Slim Jim, and she looked like a chainsaw sculpture, and I had to just sit there as she moaned in horror as I waited for this guy to get this box for me. And that's when I was like, maybe this isn't for me anymore. So that's probably my that's my most horrifying collector story. Or the 3 fucking times I drove to Red Bank, New Jersey to film stuff for Comic Book Men, and then they didn't use any of the episodes.
Oh
man.
Yeah. They kept calling me and like, hey, do you want to come do this and this? And every time they didn't use it.
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Wow. Okay, so what is your favorite and least favorite movie?
My favorite movie of all time is Ed Wood, the 1994 Tim Burton movie.
Okay.
My least favorite movie of all time? Oh, God. I don't know. You know what? I'll say Hook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that one's got it. I personally like it, but
Hook.
There are worse movies than Hook, but we just reviewed it a couple. Well, it just aired a couple of weeks ago. We shot it back in July before my face got paralyzed. Yeah, I'll just say Hook. Go watch that episode. I tear that movie a new asshole.
I personally like it, but yeah, it does have its issues. That needs to be reworked a lot better.
I think my least favorite movie is B Movie because Macaulay Culkin and Dan Aykroyd, their talents were wasted there.
Hey, we know Macaulay Culkin.
I know he was on a couple episodes.
Yeah. Yep, and on Rental Reviews. Yeah. We all hung out and we showed them the theater where they made The Blob.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the thing is after that Rental Reviews, it's like, I forgot about how awesome The Blob was. I've been meaning to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, we do it every year when they do Blobfest. Crystal and I always appear in the spook show that they do, like the Midnight Spook Show, like if they're watching the movie that the people were watching in The Blob. Joel Hodgson from Mystery Science Theater was there last time because he knows Mr. Lobo, who plays the landlord on Rental Reviews. And he's a good friend of mine. He's done like a million different things with us. So Blobfest is a lot of fun. If you're ever in the Phoenixville, Pennsylvania area, I would check it out.
I'm not that far. I'm in Maryland, so
cool.
Yeah, PA is not that bad of a drive.
Yeah, we're gonna be in Connecticut in November. I was like, not Maryland. It's hard to keep track of our conventions.
If it was PA, yeah, that would be easier because I moved to like a more northern part of Maryland because I actually work in Christiana, Delaware.
Oh, okay.
So
very cool.
Nice. What kind of fears or phobias do you have?
Well, it used to be dying alone, but now I've made peace with it. I don't like snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of it. When I was a kid at a sleepover, a friend of mine dropped his snake on me, and that's not a euphemism. And
I was going to say, wait a minute, we were just talking about Soul Vengeance.
Oh, I just had it. Well, you know what? That's a recovered memory. And he wasn't my friend. He was a priest. What?
Yeah, a lot of people don't like snakes.
It was James Woods. You were an extra on Scary Movie.
What was your first car?
My first car was a 1987 Camaro, actually.
Wait a minute, that's a social engineering question. He's going to steal your Facebook.
And the last question. Do you attend Comic-Cons, and if so, what has been your favorite Comic-Con so far?
Yeah, I mean, I avoid Wizard World's not a thing anymore. And I don't really like New York Comic-Con. I did a panel one time at San Diego Comic-Con, and it was like sensory overload when I was with Arcana Comics. My favorite con is, honestly, it's the Tucson Comic-Con in Tucson, Arizona. They bring us out. Well, they bring me out there to do panels and stuff like that. And they're just the coolest fucking people. And I really love that convention.
Okay.
And of course, retro gaming stuff here. Too Many Games, obviously, because we own that convention, is the best convention ever. So.
Nice. Well, that is the last of the 13 questions. So you did it.
Yay. What do I win?
3D printed super battle droid.
Oh,
no, I'm
sweet.
just kidding.
Tyler, you can't resend it. You got to send him one.
Yeah, now you got to send me one.
No,
Yeah.
I was just joking. I was joking. I'm
God,
sorry.
what a jerk.
We have a P.O. box.
There's your asshole of the month right there.
You
Yeah,
can
there
get it featured on a large YouTube channel.
Oh shit.
Well, we've got some discussion topics to finish off this evening. So we were talking a little bit about E.T. earlier. So which is better, the 1982 theatrical release or the 2002 re-release?
Is that a real question?
honestly, I don't think.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
think I've seen-
hippie, hey, hippie, get your walkie-talkie out of my face.
Goddamn hippies!
Goddamn hippie.
Yeah, I thought that the re-release was pretty terrible, but unlike Lucas, Spielberg was like, let's not do that again.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I like about the re-release was
The CG dewbacks walking in the background.
no, it was when E.T.'s running in the forest where you actually see him like running and he's jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only thing I would leave in the 82 release because everything else in the 82 release is perfect.
Yeah. And they had the good sense not to add the Harrison Ford scene back in.
Yeah, have you seen that footage?
Mm-hmm.
I love that footage.
Yeah, his wife at the time wrote the script, but they thought it would be too distracting to have Indiana Jones show up.
Yeah, I've got that 2002 deluxe special edition box set,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got the 82 and the 2002 versions on DVD with like a bonus DVD and the soundtrack and a big thick book about the making of that movie.
E.T. was my first word.
Really?
Yeah, I pointed at the TV and said E.T. and my parents were like, "Oh,
Oh, great.
What a loser.
yeah, fucking nerd," and they pushed me.
All right. What is the best theatrical trailer for a movie you have ever seen that got you excited to go see it?
Jesus Christ.
Fuck. You know what? I'll go back to the beginning of this episode. I'll say the original Matrix trailer because you didn't know what the fuck the movie was about.
I don't think that got me excited, but I will say for me personally, it was 300. Now, granted, I didn't think 300 was the greatest movie in the world, but goddamn, am I a fan of Nine Inch Nails?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of the best cut trailers of of all time. Then I remember going to the King of Prussia Theater, seeing it in IMAX, and walking out with a headache. Which is not hype. That's not hyperbolic at all. I walked out of that theater like a massive fucking headache.
I got a nosebleed from the movie Underworld because we had to sit so close, and my nose started fucking bleeding in the theater.
Ooh.
What?
I think for me, at least one of them that I can think of right now was Terminator Salvation, because I was like, wow, this looks like.
Hey,
It's
another
dark.
9 Inch Nails trailer.
Yeah, The Day the World Went Away was in that trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good song. Because at the time I was in high school and I thought, oh, this looks dark and gritty and badass. And just like, yeah, I want to see what happens after the bombs go off. Like, I want to see what takes place after all that shit goes down. Like,
And
what,
then you're like, man, this was better in my imagination. Fuck you, McG. Go back to directing Charlie's Angels movies that nobody watches.
Terminator Genesis will be better. Oh no.
Oh God, I was like, nope, fuck you, nope.
Right now I'm here like looking up what the hell Sam Worthington has done since.
He did. He was in that. Last thing I remember him in was that movie with Jennifer Aniston where she had like dementia or something.
The more serious version of 50 First States.
Yeah, that was the last thing that I remember him ever being in.
I mean, he's been in development hell for the Avatar sequels nobody wants.
But we're still unfortunately gonna get him.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think what movie trailer got me excited for a movie.
All right. Well,
Super Hornio Brothers.
There you go. Well, what about? Was there a movie you went to go see, and if it was so bad it made you walk out? What movie was it?
I got up and walked out of Batman and Robin. Well, put it this way: in all the years of running movie theaters, there were movies that had to run because they had to be tested, and I just couldn't stomach sitting in there. There was a movie with fucking Robert De Niro and the fucking High School Musical kid. like Dirty Grandpa or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
I was trapped in my theater because it snowed so bad that I couldn't leave. So I was trapped by myself for 3 days. And the only movies we had were that Dirty Grandpa movie, the Benghazi movie with the guy from The Office, and fucking episode 7. So I just avoided all the theaters because I was like, I can't even bring myself to watch these like funny, like make fun of them.
I walked out of 2 horror movies in 2005, and it was Venom and the Fog remake with Tom Welling.
Oh God, and Linda Blair. Yeah.
The fun part about both of those is a buddy of mine worked for Cinemark as a projectionist, so we not only did I get to see these movies ahead of time for free, but I fucking walked out of them. I was like, I have no stake in this.
And of course, I walked out of the Transformers movie I was in, but that was to go have sex, so that's fine.
So,
did you now at any point in that were you like, I'm in the movie and now I'm in you?
Yeah, no. And I took my clothes off. I went. I made the Transformer changing sound.
okay, so the movie. Okay, this movie I didn't really walk out of, but being a huge Marvel nut as I am, my uncle and I went to see Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. So we walked in there, and we sat there for the entire movie. We walked out of that theater in just complete disarray and disappointment.
I think that's a better question, Chris, is what movie should you have walked out of, but you sat through anyway? Because not to hijack John's, but for me that was Soul Plane, because I sat there, I watched the entirety of Soul Plane, including the late, great John Witherspoon fingering a baked potato.
All right, well, let's ask that question then.
A movie you should have walked out of.
But you did.
You should have walked out of it. You did.
Date movie, Meet the Spartans, Stan Helsing, all those fucking bullshit movies that I had to be there to watch. I had to be there to watch them and was just like, oh my God. But then there was a lot of times I would go to other theaters and I would fall asleep and I would be woken up by like the weird janitor at the end of the night who's like, you know, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the end credits scene.
Yeah,
sir, this is where the Fockers.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit of Vengeance was a terrible movie. Oh God.
Which is too bad because it's the guys who did Crank, and they thought the studio wanted a PG-13 movie, but the studio wanted an R-rated movie, but it was too late.
Where's Crank 3?
Did they make it? They didn't make a Crank 3, did they?
No, they didn't.
Everybody in that movie was named after hockey players. His last name was Chelios.
Chev Chelios, yeah.
Yep, named after Chris Chelios.
All right, Jordan, are you ready to start roasting us to finish?
Oh man!
Am I ever? All right. So what are you gonna do? Put stuff in the chat?
Yeah, I'll put some pictures in the chat, and you just fucking go to town.
All right.
On us. So
this is where the fun begins.
Oh boy!
Shut up, Anakin. Oh man, that's a smelly sauna. I mean,
that poor boy.
Look, I mean, that's the look of unadulterated shame. I feel sorry for her.
She loves him. That's the worst part.
I know. I'm in love with someone that smells like Arby's. Like, I mean, I'm obviously, like, I've wanted to bathe in French dip, but I never have. The au jus sauce.
All right, here's the net. I had to, as soon as I saw this one, I had to send it to Jordan. Because this just looks funnier than hell to me.
No. Well, you know, they just rewrote Robin in the...
That's true. It was inspired by this, actually.
It was. Yeah. All right. Like, look, Superboy. I'm willing to try things. I've got the raincoat on. You can spray wherever you want. I'm not gonna get wet.
Says you.
Well, hey, it says me. I mean, Robin. I think you should rename him to Swallow.
Oh, I was going by Throbbing at that point.
All right. Well.
No! Oh, come on! Not that picture. What the fuck?
Well, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know. It looks like a picture from the Jared Foundation.
Chris, I'm gonna kill you.
Looks like
Did you kill that girl?
Looks like Tony Soprano's son a little bit.
Yeah. What is this? A promotional image for that Sopranos movie?
God damn it! Fuck you, Chris. Fuck you, James.
I mean, it was too funny to pass up.
Tyler Pickup. What are these pickup lines at the middle school?
Go to hell.
Oh, God.
I mean, this isn't the droid you're looking for, but
Yes!
This was John after he tasted Bill Cosby's celebrity water. I mean, who took this photo? Seriously, who was like... This guy was waiting for treatment at the VA. He fell asleep. Let's just take a picture.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Those are some veiny hands and some tinted pants. How often do you jerk off? Legit question.
Oh,
Like, I started this shit talking about a guy that broke his arm jerking off in the bathroom. I mean, like, is this a fapping nap there, John?
What's that again?
Is this a fapping nap?
No. So, do I have to tell the story about this photo?
Your hands are close to your balls, so please explain.
So, anyways, all right. This was back in 2016, I think. Yeah, I was drunk in the barracks, and I think my buddy Chavez it was either Chavez or Braley that took this photo of me passed out at the CQ desk, just drunk off my ass, just sat there and just literally passed out.
Hey, let the body to drink. John Handsome, I'm calling you John Handsome.
Yes.
Oh God, this is great. Oh jeez. What about you, Chris? Where's your photo? Oh, there's Dan.
This looks like an episode of something on Nickelodeon that got canceled after 3 episodes. My redneck cousin Tony.
Oh my God.
We never did fix that truck. And nobody ever watched our show.
Oh God.
I mean, what is this? Seriously, this kind of looks like that Josh Bell guy. Remember him?
Yeah.
He hung out with that sex offender.
Oh,
No, it wasn't Josh Bell. Wasn't it Josh Peck?
Josh Peck. Yeah, Drake Bell is the sex offender.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's so unfortunate.
I mean, he had no career anyway, so I mean, what else was he gonna do other than people that didn't want him?
True.
Yeah, that's very true. And then I had to give a shout out to another guy we had on the podcast a while back, Tyler Fulcher. This one's good.
Yeah, Jesus. Rev up your... No, I can't make fun of Tyler. Tyler's been doing jujitsu. And I feel like if I run into him at TFCon, he's like, "Hey, remember you photoshopped me fucking an engine?" He'll probably rip my arm off and shove it up my ass, and then he'll fall asleep. He'll exert himself. I remember like one time at Skullfest, Tyler was asleep in the back of Jason Lowry's car, and it just was like I remember like we actually legitimately poked him with a stick, and he didn't wake up.
Oh my god.
But now it's like he's like lost like 60 pounds. He's been like doing jujitsu, you know. I honestly wouldn't fuck with him, and it's weird because he has a face of like, I work at Whataburger, please fuck with me.
I like
kick your ass for that.
I like the one time I don't remember who it was, but he got so pissed off at somebody.
It was probably
he said, "Please stop. My parents already think I'm gay."
No, that was definitely me.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm actually like looking for that one in my I think it was this one here. I'll put it in the chat where I basically just superimposed his face on top of a comic.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh man, he was so fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was Waffle House shit he had on. It wasn't Whataburger. But then it's like I remember I have like the early picture of him doing jujitsu with Tommy Chong. And I was like, why are you doing jujitsu with Tommy Chong? And he was like, it's not Tommy Chong. I'm like, are you high? I mean, if you're doing jujitsu with Tommy Chong, it's fine. I just want to know if you're high for denying it.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude, he was so pissed, but him saying, "Please stop, my parents already think I'm gay." Oh man.
And like I think I responded to him with knowing is half the battle.
Jesus, bro.
Oh shit. Yeah, I like Newt's hair here. It's
Yeah, that was a look.
It's look, anybody can emulate David Hayter, but you really shouldn't.
Oh shit.
That was a promotional photo too. Someone actually paid me to take that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember what that project. Oh, it was Fandom Rising for the Sci-Fi Channel. That's what that picture was for. I was like, where were we for that?
Mm.
When did the Sci-Fi Channel start showing wrestling? Like, what? I mean, look, we know wrestling's fake, but sci-fi?
Well, it's like the Learning Channel with things about Bigfoot and mermaids. It's like
and people having 90-day fiancés, and this guy has no neck, and he's like disgusting this Filipina lady.
Oh god, fucking Ed.
Yeah, but that's apparently learning.
And he's putting mayo in his hair.
Learn to stay away from creeps.
Pretty much.
For real.
I found this one. I was like, oh my god, that's actually him.
That was the same day, yeah.
Oh, really?
Man.
Wow.
Is it true that Chris smells like rotten watermelon? Because that's like what I've seen.
He smelled like he smelled like BO, but like to a degree where it was like he was a good distance away and he smelled.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't suffer people who don't smell good. I just remember being close and being like, that's rancid. But it was also 110 degrees outside, but still.
Is it true if the Sonichu medallion touches you, your arms turn blue?
Mine didn't turn blue. But I was blue for the rest of the day.
Is it true if the Sonichu medallion touches you, you Mesa GameStop employee? Like, to me, that'd be a good excuse. You go down to your local GameStop and I got touched by the Sonichu medallion. I can't help myself.
See if that stands up in court.
Oh my god.
I mean, hey, Chris was involved in a hit and run.
That's right. Yeah, she ran that person over at the mall or something.
Yeah, no, it was the game store, like the local game store that was like completely like Chris was banned from this local game store, and like basically they had a grand reopening, and the manager that had permanently banned Chris was still there, like him and his wife, and chased Chris out of the store. So Barb like backed the minivan over him, and they both ran away.
When Justin posed for that picture, we were all just like, maybe we don't do that again.
That's like a look of uncertainty in his eyes. Like,
as soon as we were told that Chris was in the building, it became like how do we, like a fucking Zero Dark 30 type situation of how do we get out of this?
It's like when you play the game Alien Isolation and the alien's under the desk and the tail comes under the desk. And that's like Chris's arm in that picture.
Yeah, and apparently that's not the first time I had ever been in the same room with Chris, but I did not remember the other time. There was some other convention, but that was the only time that I'd gotten up close and seen that up close. And it's like,
when Chris kissed you, were you under like the mentality of, if I can't move, it can't see me?
No, well, I didn't know that Chris was to the side of me. We had an issue with someone in a panel was being kind of like Reddity and shitty, and we came out to talk to one of the people to get rid of that person, and Chris came up to the side of me and kissed me on the inside of my ear, and you don't expect that to happen. Like, you don't, so when I turned around and looked, and I was like, oh, that's that person from the internet. But it's like if a werewolf walked into my office right now, for a minute I'd be like, oh shit, that's a werewolf. That's not supposed to be there. Like if Chewbacca showed up in fucking Gone with the Wind, you'd be like, wait a minute.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a...
Yeah. And then Chris curled up in a ball on the floor, and we put security around her to try to, not make it a worse situation, but it became a worse situation. And now she's permanently banned from too many games.
Society.
Yeah, well, let's see.
I thought you were going to say banned from Tinder.
Pretty much just banned from everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said tender for a second. I was like
Tinder.
No, yeah.
I don't think Chris was on there. I think I don't know, it's weird.
Know. I look at certain people on my day-to-day and I go, well, at least I don't got it that bad,
I now want to play Alien Isolation, but it's been modded, so instead of a xenomorph, it's Chris Chan.
That or the PC version of Resident Evil Nemesis.
Yeah, I've seen that. That looks great.
But if you do it as like a different xenomorph, it's like the different eras of Chris Chan. That would be interesting.
That would be funny. But then, like, you also think like in Resident Evil Nemesis, the Nemesis transforms throughout the course of it, so you could also do that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for like you're playing as Jill. I'm looking for my one true sweetheart. You hear that like echoing from a distance, it's like barreling down the halls. Well, Sonic's arms shouldn't be blue.
Oh man.
How come I don't get to roast you, Welty? Where's your?
Yeah, where's your photo, Welt?
All right.
There.
Let me go find a picture.
Oh.
What was I gonna say? I did forget to mention that I also got a few Black Series figures. I got Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, the deluxe one, 2 Incinerator Troopers, Moff Gideon, Wheel, Greef Karga, who I actually got for a steal at GameStop. I got them for like half the retail price. Bit of a story behind that, but I won't get into it. And I think I also got Archive Commander Cody because my brother wanted his Commander Cody back. But yeah, he didn't take it home, so I don't know. And
Hey Jordan.
What's up?
You ever seen the movie Tommy Boy?
Yes, I have.
This is the look I was going for that one time. I was just goofing off.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know that they still had those hurricane machines at the mall. Did you actually pay for that? I mean, it looks like your face is visible, but the rest of your body is like censored like in a Japanese porn.
Because I just got out of the shower.
Jesus Christ, who the fuck records a podcast in there? You were in the shower the whole time?
I hope not.
I'm going to dial into Skype. I don't want these guys to know I've been washing my balls profusely. Are those the same pajamas from like fucking A Christmas Story? Like not the bunny ones, but the ones that like Ralphie wears every other fucking day of the week.
So funny.
Oh, cool.
Like I don't know what face you're making there.
I don't know. I was just goofing off at the time.
I don't know. It looks like you ripped ass, and you're sad that no one was there to hear it, but you're happy that the ass ripped that loud.
Oh my god, that's cute. Oh my
Maybe
gosh.
that explains why your hair is all fucked up. You just like went in the bathroom, hair went everywhere. Your phone case used to be white. Now it's like a bone color from the ass in the room. Your mirror's fogged up. Fingertip looks like a dick in a Japanese porn.
I look like Peter Griffin from that one episode where he did meth or crystal meth. I bought us some crystal meth.
Chris, did you do math, bro? Like,
it's a hell of a drug.
Well, he does have an Iowa obsession, so I wouldn't be shocked.
It's not my
I
fault.
was one and done, and I ended up in Betty Ford anyway.
Oh shit!
Like, there's a guy I'm friends with, and he posted a picture of himself at Six Flags, and I actually commented on his post where he's on a roller coaster, and I said, "Did you shit on the roller coaster?"
yeah, it looked like it.
I was like, Shane, it's okay if you shit on the roller coaster. You can tell me.
Yeah, it looks like he took it looks like he was trying to hold it, but it was like seeping through the cracks of his asshole.
Get me off this ride. I can't be restrained when I shit. Then there's this one.
Oh yeah, Hanson was talking so much shit about that masterpiece accessory. I'm like, you're a dick.
hating on Chip Chase being differently abled. I mean, John, leave it to John to be the one person. There's one character in Transformers that's crippled, and John's like, this character can't even move. No shit, he's crippled.
And I thought I was an asshole. God, John. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm always an asshole.
How come his legs can't move? John, it's Chip Chase. You don't need to make a video on it.
Oh god, that's great.
Yeah, he I saw that and I sent him this one.
Yes.
Yeah. You see. Damn.
I would play the shit out of that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, leave it up to John to try that out, and then he'd be like, "You don't do shit in it."
I mean, look, the text-to-speech in this game sucks. It doesn't even sound natural.
No, what are you doing?
This is the worst voice acting in a game ever.
Oh my God.
No, when you're doing tricks, you go, "Eat it, bitches." Tony Hawk don't have shit on me, motherfucker. It's called science, bitch. Okay. Well, guys, I think we've pretty much covered everything, and we're ready to wrap this up. So I'd like to thank our guest, Newt Wallen. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I just came back into the office. Sorry, I was in the other room.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We're going to wrap this up here, but I wanted to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on our podcast. So thank you, good sir.
Yes, thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
And I'd like to also thank our other guest, Jordan from the Figure Action Podcast. Thank you again for joining us.
You're welcome.
I also want to thank my co-hosts for also being here tonight, and a big thank you to our tech man, Dan, for recording this. Thank you for everything.
I'll give you a cookie, all right, buddy?
So, do we have...
You thank me, motherfucker.
Oh, gosh.
Am I simply here for your amusement, bitch?
I feel like I missed something when I was in the other room. Hey guys, I'm gonna sign out. I gotta go in the studio. So thank you guys, and have a good night.
Yeah, you
All
too.
right, thank you, dude. Have fun. Thanks. All right.
John, you shouldn't laugh at my lack of articulation.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that was fun.
Just because I can't move my legs doesn't mean I can't fight your mother.
Dan, what are you using?
That ain't
What's
me.
What? Who's making that?
Astrophysics, more like tests I fuck with.
Who's doing that? Who's making that?
Has to be
Come
Jordan.
on.
Oh, is that Jordan? That's you.
That's great. Oh my gosh.
All right.
She
Well.
was doing it last night.
Okay. All right. Okay, now let's wrap it up here. So, all right. Well, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next month.